much the same, but is 95% cheaper, and you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
When it's time for the March Mania brackets to bust wide open. As I was saying, it's mad. The mania of March at BetUS.com is all about those buzzer beat bonus offers. And when the madness starts and Cinderella man steps onto the BetUS always has your back with back-to-back 125% sign-up bonuses on your first 3 deposits and even 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS.com Sportsbook and Casino, where the game... Join today. BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, where the game begins.
Need a boost in capital or a flexible line of credit for your growing business? Hi, I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital. I can help you get the money you need fast. The process is a breeze with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need, faster and easier than asking your banker. So call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
It's now even easier to serve on an Arizona jury. If your company doesn't pay for jury service, the court will reimburse your lost wages up to $300 if picked to serve in Superior Court. So next time you see a jury summons in the mail, don't ignore it, or you could face a $500 fine. Remember, our courts are fair because you are there. Learn more at azcourts.gov/jury service. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Supreme Court.
As we plan for our retirement, there are 4 questions we need to ask ourselves or our retirement planning advisor. How much? How long? How safe? And what cost? Let's start with how much. That is, how much income we think we'll need each and every year for the rest of our lives, including all the activities we want to enjoy during our retirement, like travel, recreation, and entertainment. Plus the cost of housing, including repair and maintenance, taxes, insurance, and utilities, as well as the cost of healthcare, including expenses not covered by Medicare.
Enjoy safe, secure lifetime income of 5 to 9% for life, depending on age and deferral period, with no fee deductions and no annuitizing. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so let's compare free in Scottsdale. For more, visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
Come join American Furniture Warehouse and see our amazing deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom furniture and mattresses, dining room furniture and accessories. AFW has the latest styles, largest selection, and lowest prices anywhere. Our warehouses are full and ready for you to take your new furniture home today. At American Furniture Warehouse, you'll find the perfect items for your space at a price you'll love. Visit one of our 3 Phoenix area showrooms or shop online at AFW.com. AFW.com.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
Here we go. This is KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. For some reason, Ralph from Harmon Solar's here. I don't know what it is, but
all right, bye.
You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I know why you're here, Ralph.
Why is that?
Because of what happened last night. That's
you weren't here. How did you know that? Oh, you're talking about the game. Okay.
The only reason you would is to gloat and rub noses in it. But, nobody here was, bragging and promising anything. In fact, it was about the opposite. I'm worried about these Phoenix Suns. And last night, for the second time in a short amount of time, they lost to the Boston Celtics. Again, Boston Celtics, good team. Last time, Booker was out with a hurt ankle. Last night, What was the excuse? Why did the Suns not win that game? Why did we lose that, Keon? I mean, because you're the one who's.
I mean, you're asking Keon, but I've got expert analysis right here.
All right, give us
don't
your
know why you're gonna
expert
go to
anal
Keon with
analysis.
this stuff. I can tell you exactly why the Phoenix Suns lost.
Let
last
us hear
night,
from your analyst.
especially since Boston had traveled across country on a night on a back-to-back. They were in, I think it was Portland the night before, and and then they flew across country. Got in early this morning. Slept in their own beds. Went to the arena, and I can tell you exactly why the Boston Celtics beat the Phoenix Suns last night.
And
Boston scored more points than we did.
Wow,
that's irrefutable. I guess let's move on to
hard
something
hitting, right there. That's all you need to know.
Phoenix
right there, hard hitting.
Suns are I don't
mediocre.
Yeah, they're just not
They're
what we
mediocre.
want them to be. They're not what we hope they would be. Yeah, everything was there. The table was set. They even had injuries. So, Keon, what happened?
They had
What really
they had
happened?
an injury there with Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah,
still an
because,
important guy, part of their
yeah.
big three.
Mhm.
I think if Porzingis isn't out there, they don't have a chance of winning anything. So that's still an important guy that they didn't have.
Well, they had a chance last night. Then we lost.
As Randy said, the Suns didn't score more points, but the reason why they didn't score more points is because they fell into the jump shooting trap and couldn't get out. They were shooting, it was a 35% from three. It looked horrific. Royce O'Neal scored no points, 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 5 from three. Devin Booker did get to, what was his stat line there? He had a respectable 23 points by the end of the game.
He was 9 of 20 from the field.
Yeah, and he started off 1 of 9. So it's like it was just not an efficient night shooting the basketball. And because they are a jump shooting team, you don't shoot well, you don't win. And like that's to me is I think outside of the turnovers, the weakness that I am the most concerned with.
I think I pretty much set the table on this analysis right there. Just the fact the Suns didn't score enough points.
I gave you credit.
Well, I think the
See,
only thing
thank
you guys missed is they couldn't stop Jaylen Brown last night.
Well, and Jaylen Brown, I thought he was hurt. He wasn't supposed to play.
He was so
last
hurt.
night.
He put up 37.
He played. They were like, no, actually, he's fine.
That other guy, it's Spooky guy. What's his name? His last name is
Spooky guy.
His last name is White. I can't think of his
Derek
first name
White?
right now. Derek White. He's spooky. If you look at him, he looks spooky.
Now, listen, you guys are glossing over something that I have seen happening in Phoenix Suns games, and I have voiced concern about. You got 45 points out of Kevin Durant, and you lost the game. So,
and
they didn't get it.
that was the last.
Yeah, I was like,
That was the last.
I was like, what?
No, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I
they
got
only
my
got 20
games
out of it.
confused.
Durant gave him 20. It was a well-rounded effort. It was just there were 2 guys on the team that took a lot of shots and didn't make any of them.
Yeah,
that'd be Devin Booker and Royce O'Neal.
Again, it goes back to the fact that the Phoenix Suns were outscored.
It goes back to the fact that Boston's a way better team than Phoenix. I mean, why is this even a
Boston
conversation?
is probably one of the best, if not the best team in the NBA.
They're the
right
best
now.
team in NBA, and it's hard for me to say that, but they are, and they're probably going to win the title if things keep going the way they're going.
But the Phoenix Suns just lost 2 to them, one with an injury, one without an injury, and back and forth, whatever. One of their big threes out, one of our big threes out, and it was the same outcome.
Yeah.
When you're on the floor, like Royce O'Neal was, though, guys, look, Royce O'Neal played a good chunk of the game and didn't score a point. Had a couple of had 4 assists, but he did not. He was not productive at all. And Yusuf Nurkic, 8 points. 8 points. Is that all? Really?
Royce O'Neal is a name bothers me.
He's a name that bothers you?
That name just bothers me. I don't know.
Okay.
Why does he bother you?
I'm just saying, hearing the name just bothers Royce O'Neal. Just feels like that shouldn't be anybody's name.
You'd like to see more points out of Yusuf Nurkic.
Royce O'Neal.
I'm offended by it.
In fact, Nurkic
I'm triggered by it.
Nurkic should have probably had more shots, to be honest. Nurkic scored 8, but it was 4 of 9. Like, that's a decent shooting percentage. He didn't take bad shots. He just didn't take very many.
Well, and when the Celtics are 50% from 3-point land, 25 of 50, how do you stop that?
But yeah, I mean, like they were struggling to defend the Celtics shooting the 3, but like Royce is shooting 0 for 5 from 3, and I saw it. Those threes were open. Those are shots he should have made. He just didn't make them. And I don't know else to say that. I do think that the Celtics are much better than the Suns, but like their record is the best record in the NBA. I don't know that that's exactly surprising. I thought that the Suns should win this game because the Celtics had an injury. Like that's an important one. You know, I think Porzingis is the kind of, I don't want to say underrated because I think people are actually giving him his credit, but he is the kind of understated engine of that team, that they play a whole lot better when he's there, because at 7 feet tall, being able to pass the ball the way he does and score the ball from basically anywhere, he gives them an advantage. So I thought the Suns should have been able to compete in that game, and they didn't.
So George predictably wants to fire Frank Vogel,
of course, as you do.
And Baker's cocky hen says the Suns will continue to struggle. They were, during Ramadan, as Nurkic has no energy by the second half. What was he doing during Ramadan that causes him to lose energy?
Don't they just pray? They fast and pray.
That's like doing yoga.
That's the thing. It's the fasting is the thing.
Yeah, it's fasting.
Yeah. So
fasting.
That's the reason why Olajuwon during Ramadan, his numbers are insane, because for some reason the guy isn't drinking water and he's not eating from sunrise to sunset. And he's putting up monster no. Well,
no food. Yeah, I mean, I get no food, but the water thing, you gotta have water.
It does depend on the version of Islam you're in. But definitely no food. That part is.
You might want to try the King James version of Islam, because I think they can drink water.
I don't think that fits together.
Is there a version?
I don't know. I'm not that familiar with Islam.
You're asking me
a question here. I'm just asking if there's a Muslim out there that can tell us when it comes to the Ramadan. No food, no water, but you can go play basketball.
Yeah,
the Catholics do it.
You're allowed to play that. Well, that's a whole different crazy.
It's just about the fasting, and you're still allowed to live your life, do your job. You're just also
with no fuel in the tank. Okay, that makes sense. How does that bring us closer to God?
Can you have Gatorade?
Gatorade is
don't ask me.
You're asking the wrong person.
I'm not asking you directly, Keon. I'm asking in general. Yeah, I think Gatorade. I think that counts as water because it has water in it.
I think he had energy. He had 20 rebounds. You don't get 20 rebounds without energy.
He just didn't take a whole lot of shots.
Right. I mean,
because not only that, but old man Horford beat his ass last night. Horford, it didn't out rebound him, but he outshot him in 24 points in the game.
Horford was shooting threes.
It gets dark pretty early in Boston. Because all they had to do is like right there at let's see, what time was the game yesterday? 4:30. It was 7:30 there. So he had 2 hours to eat and drink some water before that game. So I don't think that's going to be the reason for it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like around 5 o'clock. It's probably dark enough there. You drink some water, you eat some food. There you go.
Like, I'm not a anti Frank Vogel guy, but I'll tell you something he does that I can't stand. They don't go inside enough. Like, Nurkic is a capable center. He's not the best in the league or whatever, but he's capable. He can score buckets. He operates well in the post, and he's a good passer. If he draws a double
last night,
he only took 9 shots. Meanwhile, from the 3-point line, Royce O'Neal took 5 and made none of them.
Well,
those are 5 shots that if he misses the first one and the next 4 shots, you're like, okay. We're going inside, because it wasn't just him in that stretch that was missing. Booker missed some threes. Durant missed some threes too. If some of those shots after you start missing and you realize like maybe this is not our night shooting the basketball, go inside, maybe create some pressure in there, you might actually be able to compete a little bit. But the shots that you miss, you can't really get those back.
Look, it comes down to this. We've been saying it all year long too. 13 turnovers to the Celtics at 8 turnovers. 13 turnovers again, double digits. They can't seem to get that under control. I watched Drew Holiday pick KD's pocket a couple of times. I watched
Drew Holiday.
I saw Devin Booker get his pocket picked as well. And when you got to quit, you got to protect the basketball somewhere. I mean, at some point in time, this team is going to have to stop the turnovers. They're going to have to. And I don't appreciate Frank Vogel getting up after the game and say, Well, I mean, these guys have played together for a long time. I mean, they've been playing together, for 8 years or something like that, and we're not there yet. Are you saying, Frank Vogel, that in 8 years the Suns are going to be there? Because I can tell you something right now. Kevin Durant's not playing basketball in 8 years. In 8 years, he won't be here. He would have hung those Converse up long before 8 years passed. It's win now or go home. I mean, to me, it doesn't get any cleaner than that.
He's mediocre, Randy. He's not a good coach. I'm going to say it again, but can we go back to Ramadan real quick?
Sure. Yeah. By the way, Big George says you should ask the Shriner kid, since he's Islamic and probably knows the rules of Ramadan.
That's the whitest Islamic I've ever seen. It says they have to avoid eating food, drinking water, smoking, and having sex from dawn to sunset. I don't know how they can do that.
Yeah, I think that
I can't do that. I couldn't do that.
Well, unless Yusuf Nurkic gets his regular smoke in every day. I mean,
how do you do that? I couldn't be Muslim.
I couldn't be
Ralph smokes 12-pack cigarettes a day. So
I mean, just you can't eat for a whole day. I can't do that.
I bet he had a little something.
Maybe that's why. So maybe God's punishing him. That's why he's playing bad.
I mean, but he didn't play badly.
Oh, Allah. I'm sorry, Allah.
So
he didn't play badly.
So here's the thing. The Phoenix Suns, as we've watched them get put together in the offseason, and I kept saying, feel like there should be a little something more going on that bench, and I was always shouted down. And then we're looking at these three, and there was the concerns about injuries and all that stuff. But hey, once they get together, first they got to get healthy, then they got to get used to playing together, and then you're going to see some fireworks. And I feel like this looked good on paper, but maybe this isn't the right. I don't know if it's chemistry. I don't know if it's just the people. Maybe it's not the right coach. Something is not quite right, whether people are hurt or not. That is kind of the way I feel about this right now. Now, I think Keon is getting ready to say, well, again, they've only played X amount of games together. You got to give them time. You got to give them that. And the thing is you will never be able to give them time if people keep getting hurt.
I just disagree with you that it's this thing that only works on paper. When they've beaten Milwaukee, they've beaten Sacramento, they've beaten Denver. Like, they've beaten good teams throughout this entire season, but we only focus in on the losses, and the losses do look bad. And obviously you have to focus in on the injuries, because it doesn't matter how many good teams they beat during the regular season. A twisted ankle in the playoffs kills you, but that is true for every team.
Currently hovering in the play-in range. That's not a lie. That's the truth. We're hovering in the play-in range where we really shouldn't.
You have to focus on the inconsistency.
Well, you're in the play-in range because of the injuries,
right?
But it's
not always. Not injuries last night.
Not always, but when you look at a lot of those losses, especially earlier in the season, it was injuries. Like all those games count towards it too, not just last night. So like a lot of the record with all three of these guys is much better than the record with any two of them.
But how long are you going to give this, before you finally are able to say, okay, we got to change something up? When are you going to be
kind of late to change?
What do you
right
mean?
Now? Isn't
like
it?
what? Yeah,
I don't mean right now. I'm saying, going
let's
into
see
next
what happens
season.
in the playoffs. I
don't think anything good is going to happen in the playoffs, Ken.
And I don't know that I can't. I don't agree that we know that right now.
Okay, they not get knocked out in the first round. You fire Frank Vogel.
Say it again.
They get knocked out in the first round. Do you fire Frank Vogel?
I think you have to.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're getting knocked out in the first round.
It'll only be the third or fourth time he's been fired in his career. He gets fired every time. He's not a good coach.
You've got a team that
a lot of coaches
doing
have been
better
fired.
than
But I mean, he has a 530 winning percentage over his whole career. He's not a good coach.
I disagree, because the team that he was coaching in Orlando, listen, you could have taken whatever great you could grab Phil Jackson and pull him back into basketball. Nobody was winning. Like most of the losses that you're talking about in that winning percentage went down in Orlando. That team was crap. Nobody was winning there. It was an awful team.
Okay.
But it has to matter.
Sounds like Phoenix Suns fans are panicking. We're not panicking. We're intellectually talking about this instead of talking out our asses like you do, Donnie. Wow. Silly Wabbit says, just to illustrate how imbalanced the Suns are, Jordan would score 30, Pippen would get 20, and they'd win the game outright. Durant scores 45, Booker scores 30, Beal scores 15, and they'll still lose the game.
Because they don't have a bench.
I don't.
That's what I've been trying
I
to say for so long.
I disagree with that, though. I think Bol
You
counts
keep
as a bet.
disagreeing. You can keep disagreeing, but our record is was that 38 and 23?
That doesn't prove you don't have a bench.
No, it's not
It
that
proves.
It's the chemistry of the whole situation that seems off. Something is not right.
The shooting is not right. When they
Okay.
shoot well, they win. Like I don't. I just.
Well, then
and they're a
you're
jump
right.
shooting team. Like that's what
Some
they
coach
do.
needs to step in and say
But-
something. Then.
But you had a bad shooting night from Royce O'Neal. You had a bad shooting night from Devin Booker. I will give the Celtics credit for causing that. Like it didn't just fall out of the sky. But like the bench, Bol is playing well on the bench. Drew Eubanks is playing really well on the bench. Royce O'Neal now on the bench as a sixth man like he's supposed to be. Up until last night was playing well.
Harry Soap says no drinking, no smoking, no sex. It's a lot like being married. Yeah, just get married.
Ramadan marriage. Yeah, it's
But
the same thing.
Ramadan is shorter than a marriage. Like it'll be done in
But it's
in
a whole
few
month.
days. Yeah.
That's true. I guess
But with the
a month.
same amount of
Are you
sex that
married
Ralph
for a
gets.
month?
A month of pain versus 30-something years. Yeah.
Okay. I just
Big George says, Ralph, I don't agree with
Just
you
do
often, but I do agree with you on Frank Vogel. Because you just want to fire everybody. But
No, because he's right. He's mediocre.
it does feel like
He wasn't good with
Something's
the
gotta be
Lakers.
done.
I mean, the only reason the Lakers won because they were so talented. They won in spite of him.
Pineapple Express says, Keon, love you, man, but I agree with Jeffrey, Randy, and Ralph on the Suns. Their bench stinks. Royce O'Neal stunk it up last night.
He did, but Royce O'Neal stinking it up last night is not indicative of Royce O'Neal stinking it up generally. He doesn't and hasn't since he's been here.
I have to go to, the next thing. I didn't want to talk about this yet, but I'm kind of being forced to talk about this. We'll get to this, but Rusty Nut says Aaron Donald is retired. Mooah says, wow, Aaron Donald's retired. D-Banks After Dark says Aaron Donald retired. Kyler Murray's got to be very happy. Well, relieved at the very least. Yes, that is a true statement. Aaron Donald has decided to retire. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. But when we come back, we got many things to talk about. Many things to talk about in the NBA and otherwise. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NBA tonight, the Phoenix Suns continuing their road trip out east, taking on the Charlotte Hornets. They'll continue their road trip Sunday when they head to Milwaukee to meet the Bucks. Thursday night, Phoenix lost to the Boston Celtics 127-112, falling to the team with the best record in the NBA. Devin Booker led Phoenix with 23 points. Despite the loss, they've still won 3 of their last 5 games. Tonight, the Suns are favored by 10 points, minus 490 on the money line. Charlotte plus 380 with the over-under set at 218.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-345-2789. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-345-2789. 800-345-2789 or biglou.com.
Hey, Ralph, got another solar question for you.
Okay, but did you check out the Harmon Solar podcast first?
The what?
The Harmon Solar podcast. We put new episodes up twice a month that teach you all the things you ever wanted to learn about solar. We discuss things like how solar works, the roofing, sales process, demand management, everything solar.
Show like this needs some real smart thinkers, huh?
Well, yeah.
So you got some really great guests then, huh?
Almost every show.
Is it on Spotify?
Yep.
iTunes?
Yep. Just search it everywhere. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast. Go check it out at harmonsolar.com.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every basket, every game, every point, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a three-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game, or a player goes 2 for 2 at the foul line. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
You're expanding your business and need to add to your fleet. Maybe you need another semi-truck or trailer. Don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used trucks and trailers. Whether you're an owner-operator or a fleet manager, I'll get the vehicles you need with a simple application and same-day approval. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
So she says to the guy, Jeffrey, she says, no, they're real. You see what I'm saying?
I don't get it.
She said to the guy, no, they're real.
But I don't. What's the part about the? What's the part about the ferret, though? I don't understand.
The ferret never.
And that shouldn't go in there. Like, are we back? By the way, that music was horrible. Yeah. What is that music we just played? That
needs to go.
That needs to go. Who put that in there? I certainly
probably me. Probably me.
I don't know.
Since I'm the one putting the music in, it's probably me.
You should probably take that one out.
I'll take. Which one is that, Keon? Tell me what that was. What time is
labeled
it?
The worst one.
Yeah. All right.
It's only natural.
Definitely not blender music.
Well, I'll get that out of there and I'll change it up. Don't worry.
You can give that to Ralph's show. Put that on the weekend.
No, do not put that
in there. The weekend. All right, fine. Put it in the Keon show. The Keon. I'm going to yell at everybody. Like I'm alone show.
Well, Keon, he should get Keon. You and I need to get together. I mean, we need to get you a mix of rejoiner music. I mean, we got to get some DC stuff going for you.
Yeah,
DC.
or I think honestly, just kind of, I was going to go more like a hip hop vein in general, but
you want to go hip hop?
Yeah.
Come on, man, bring your DC flavor to the airwaves.
It's going to include some DC, but
I mean, come on.
Are you going to also shoot up the place?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was DC. There should be some gun.
Well, we were just talking about music.
Keon is not a violent person.
I don't know how we got there.
If he's bringing in the DC vibe, that's the. That is
music, Jeff.
It's a scary area all of a sudden.
No, music.
Don't walk by the control room. Announce yourself. I'm walking by.
Kind of that funky DC feel.
Wow. Is there a funky DC feel?
Yeah, didn't we talk about this?
There's go-go music. That's pretty much people in DC listen
no,
to
Jeffrey,
go-go
not
music.
the Go-Go's. Go-Go's? Not the Go-Go's. I knew one of you two were going to get on.
No, don't worry about my lips are sealed.
Not
don't
the Go-Go's.
It's all fine. Lips are sealed.
It's a genre of music.
Really? Well,
yeah.
Keon can put his own music in. He's got the keys to the car, if you know what I mean.
Well, I kind of wanted to help him out. I would have.
Anytime you were talking about the music you wanted to give to him, he cringed. So let him choose his own music. He'll put it in.
It's not just that. It's just I like a lot. I like a wide variety of music. So I don't want to lock myself into just DC.
Just because I put on the
show is
again by
in
Willie
Phoenix,
Nelson in there, it's not a big deal. I don't
know
why.
His look of panic came over Keon's face.
It wasn't panic. It was just it wasn't.
On the road again. I can kind of feel the whole vibe going right there. You see what I'm saying?
That just wouldn't fit me personally. Yeah.
But I've always said
before,
Nelson, if you got some fun music that you want to put into the blender, you're more than welcome to. If there's something you like, so something cool, not what we just played, but something cool.
Wow.
Yeah, no problem with that.
All right.
Bear Claw says, since he knows his and bleep, a is LA sports fan.
Somebody stroking or
Bear Claw.
Hmm.
He says, I have a question. How often should you clean your solar panels? Well, about as often as you clean your bong, clearly. I mean, whatever is being said here, I'm not following. But that's fair. You know, I've actually seen the neighbors have into because they've got pigeons roosting in theirs. And so they got a guy they've hired to come out and spray down. Do you guys connect people with solar panel cleaners, Ralph, over Harmon Solar? Or?
We do. Really, unless you have a bad pigeon problem, you don't need to ever clean them. Like today, mine are getting cleaned. God's
for
cleaning
free.
mine. Well, I believe in God, so God's cleaning mine, or some atheist person or somebody, but they're being cleaned.
God, Allah, or L. Ron Hubbard is cleaning.
Someone's
you know,
cleaning them
one
today.
of them.
Yeah, it could just be weather meteor. I have no idea. I can ask Randy, but they're being cleaned today. And we typically, I don't ever pay for somebody to go up there and clean them. This just doesn't make any sense. Now, but if you have a bad pigeon problem like your neighbor, because I've heard about your neighbors, it's pretty bad. Then in that situation, I think you need to get somebody up there.
So since we last talked about that, both neighbors probably realized they had a pigeon problem from all the coming in through the roof on their upstairs, right? So I saw the guy come out, power wash them, and then I saw them attaching the anti-pigeon
the wire.
chicken wire thing around it. And then as I'm sitting there, I'm watching, and they moved to the next house. I saw the pigeons easily find their way under the other ones, and they made themselves a little door. So I was like,
so the guy installing it was an idiot.
Pigeons won on that one.
They obviously did it bad. So
there's your answer, Bear Claw. You know, you just I would say even as needed, and I guess it's only needed if there's pigeon crap on them.
Yeah, otherwise, don't worry about it. The rain will get rid of the dust. It's fine.
Okay. Well, because it doesn't rain that often around here, you know.
Yeah, but the dust doesn't do. I mean, the amount of impact it has on the panel production is so minimal that you really can't even register it. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and it just looks nasty. Like we're sitting here, and sometimes it just it's like looking at a statue. You know what I mean?
Shoot your hose on it.
I don't want to help them. Let them use their own water.
Like neighbors.
Average Joe says, wait, you guys told me several times you don't choose the music. Lies. Okay, so here, let me give you a little behind the scenes
I don't choose
of the Daily
music.
Blender. Long
That's
ago,
obvious.
I put in a whole lot of rock alternative music because that's what I like. And then Randy got sick of hearing the same songs because I've been busy, and then he's like, "Ooh, this would be a good song." And he's sort of peppered in here and there some really cool stuff. Some stuff I've called out and been like, "It sounds a little country to me." And they're like, "No, it's not. It's this guy." And I'm like,
No country. There is no
okay.
country in there. I put no country in that music rotation.
And then I've offered for Keon to do some stuff. So no, Keon doesn't choose the music. But I have put it in the system. Randy has put it in the system. And then what happens is the computer will randomly just choose whatever's next. So it sounds fresh and it doesn't end up being the same thing in a certain order. So there you go, Average Joe. That is the truth of the situation. Most of the music I put in. A bunch of the music Randy put in. And I've offered Keon, but he just doesn't care.
Jeez.
It's not that I don't care.
Just offered him freedom to express himself here. And he's like, no, up yours. I want my own show. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine.
I don't think I ever said those words. Don't.
And so he got his own show.
I don't think he wants to see a bunch of crackers trying to dance to his music is what it is.
Do we look like we dance to any music?
Right, we're crackers. But
I don't think that's a thought that I had.
I got moves. I got moves.
You got three saltines right here, man.
Like that, man. Come
I
on.
can dance when my wife needs me to.
None of us. No, the three of us
I
cannot
can
dance.
bring it. I
That's
won
ridiculous.
the dance off at one of our remotes. You guys
No,
are
you
you
did.
guys are
You
killing
did.
me.
None of
true.
us have rhythm. None.
Please.
I
Come
have
on.
rhythm that I steal from my wife. I mean, here's the thing. In life, I've said this before on the show, and this is a good, man card moment. Always say yes if she asks you to take her dance. You always say yes. If you ever say no, she's going to find a guy who'll say yes. So you got to go. Don't worry if you look dumb. Don't worry if you're good about it. Just make sure you do it. And I have learned through the times of dancing that if it's just one of those things where I'm over there just kind of doing my own thing, I'm like,
Oh, no.
in my head, I'm like, I'm a dork.
Did you see that, Keon?
But when we're dancing and we're doing like sometimes the Mexican music, dun, 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 if I have my hand on her anywhere on the body, I steal her rhythm, and I am really good. The minute my hand comes off, and I'm just like, Durka Durka. I'm like from the puppets from World America, Team America World Police, whatever. So that's the thing. Here's a little hint: if you can steal their rhythm.
See, what I would do is if Pippi and myself and you and your wife went to dinner together and dancing, I would let the two women go dancing because they both have a ton of rhythm. My wife dances like crazy, and I look like a white robot.
Yeah, and then I would go and dance with my wife and make you look really bad.
Me and you could just sit and talk.
Oh, we would, but I mean, the minute she says, "Hey, I want to dance with my husband,"
she's not going to want to.
Yes, she will. And I've danced with her at weddings. I've did at casinos. I've danced with her in the living room. Anytime she says, "Hey, let's dance," I'm like, "Let's dance."
See, you guys need to learn the rule of white guy dancing. There's a box in front of you. Stay in the box. You don't come out of the box. You stay in the box.
Like a literal box?
Like a box. There's a box in front of you. Keon, help me out here. Hey, white guy dancing. And you stay in the box. You see what I'm saying?
And the other thing is, don't worry about what your feet are doing.
No.
Because they're just looking up here. So then you just kind of see what other people are doing and be like,
so you know what our big problem
is? You don't ever do this business.
Well,
here.
in
No,
some
don't do
music
that.
you do.
No,
Some of the Hispanic music you do.
We
Hispanic music.
Yeah.
Okay.
We grew up in the 80s and we were 80s dancing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's different.
I remember junior high was just jumping up and down.
There was a box in the 80s that us white guys stood in.
Well, you still stay. Unless you're John Travolta and you can bring it out of the bring it out of the air or something. Listen, you stay in the box.
Okay, now I'm going to give you the quiet part. Quiet, okay? So remember what I said moments ago. She says, "Dance with me." You always say yes. At any time, she's like, "Do you think we should go dance?" Yes. That has got me out of dancing so many times. When they know you will, they don't feel like doing it as much. It happened the other night.
Interesting.
She's like, "Hey, we should dance out there." I'm like, "Absolutely. Just tell me when you're ready." And then she's like, "I don't really feel this song." She's kind of looking at stuff, But if I'd been like, "I don't want to," then she would have wanted to more. So always be ready and willing.
That wouldn't work.
And you won't have to.
Pippi would be like, Pippi would make me dance.
As much. I'm not saying it's perfect science, but I've noticed as soon as I was just like, "Yes, let's go," she was like, "I don't know."
Keon, what are your thoughts about all this? Because I feel like there's a lot going on in your head right now.
He's learning. I taught him something the other day. Remember what I taught you the other day?
Oh, wait. What were we talking about? I don't remember.
All right, I'll teach you guys this. So here's a method that I use on the laundry.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm going to show you right now. So here's what happens. You save for whatever happens, like if the laundry gets low and you're like, you don't want to say, "Hey, we need more laundry," but you want them to think about it. You save, like, she hates the shorts that I'm wearing right now. Let me show you.
Oh my God.
To be fair.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
She's not incorrect about those shorts.
So I save those for last. And so then I walk around the house and finally she's like, "Oh, hell no. I got to do laundry." I got to do some laundry. I am perfectly capable of doing my own, and I will. I'll do my own. But if I have these on, I've got a good chance suddenly some will get done.
Do you wear those out in public?
Down the driveway. I did,
Okay.
yeah. But no.
I used to have a pair of jams like that I'd wear, and she'd get mad, and I'd bring them out in public, and she'd want to hit me.
These are very old. Just so you know. Anyway.
Yeah, mine were too.
So I'm teaching him things. There's little things,
He's learning. That's good.
Whether it's shorts or a shirt where she's like, "Oh God, why are you wearing that?" That's all I got. Oh, no, we got to fix that. Just subtle little things. That's all.
Those shorts were shocking, just so you know. They were absolutely shocking.
Nothing prepares you.
That'll be the one thing.
If you can't see YouTube, you need to get on YouTube.
I am giving you guys so much good information, but you are stuck on, "Oh God, the shorts."
I can't get past those. I was actually thrown back when you stood up like that. I didn't know what to do.
Well, I mean, they don't have holes in them, and
thank God
they work. So, just saying. Harry Soap says, "Can't dance, just do the robot." It's kind of a dance. Yeah, sure.
Feel like you should do the robot when the
Noise
robot
one
is on.
says always ready and willing. Swazman says Ralph's favorite song is, I think it's the Bird in Hell song, isn't it, Randy?
I think you're right. Let's see what he
Play
does
that
here.
for him.
Yeah, he's got that move going. Yeah.
Then Mr. Wilbur, he likes the safety dance. Well, for him, the safety dance is with his red and white cane as he holds on to somebody else. Big George says, what happened to that Star Wars techno thing? Yeah, we finally just gave that a rest. We gave that one a rest. Heavy Metal Maniac says, and we have Randy give us a weather report when this rain might let up. I think he's asking for a weather report.
From the Harman Solar 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randino Whitino coming at you live. Lots of storm activity in the valley currently. Cloudy skies, raining in parts of the Great Valley of the Sun. 53 degrees with some light drizzle. Looks like going to be some rain going into later on this evening. Then tomorrow it's going to clear up 68 for the high. Looks like 70s to the mid 70s throughout the weekend. And then by next weekend, by late next week, we're going to be up in the 80s. Currently, wind is out of the southwest at 7 miles an hour with gusts up to 12. It is 53 under drizzly skies from the 1580, the Fanatic Harman Solar Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Randy White, back to you, Jeff. Go.
Thank you, Randy. Baker's Cocky Hen says DC Comics seem to have all the crazy villains. They should add a Dan Snyder inspired character.
Wow. That's funny.
Stockton Slap says Walleye, who's a rapper from DC, definitely a good option. Okay, yeah, I guess it's spelled W-A-L-E.
Oh, it's Wale.
Wale. Oh, he says Walleye.
It's Wale.
Yeah. You know what we should do?
Yeah.
We should buy a little TV station and do like Weird Al Yankovic did with UHF. Remember that? We should do that. We should have our own TV station.
Wow.
I don't think it would stay on very long.
I have doubts about that as well.
Well, listen, this show's been on 7 years on this radio station,
Which is
so
shocking.
just saying. I feel like that we could probably do a TV station,
I hear we probably could get Channel 3 for cheap.
or at least just take over the slot on YouTube TV because they're not using it. Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Hey, by the way, yesterday when I was in the studio and I'm like, hey, what we got to do is turn on the Suns game. So I was like, I found TNT and I tuned it in. I'm like, all right. Oh, look, Blade's on. And so, because it was up in 4:30 is when the game was supposed to start. And so we're in the studio and I looked up and all of a sudden it has this thing saying, this is blacked out on TNT because there's a local channel. You should go watch it on that. So I was wondering when that happens, but you have YouTube TV, are you just hosed? Does that mean, or does TNT work on YouTube TV since Channel 3 is not on there as an option?
No.
You see what I'm saying? Well, that doesn't seem right.
Well, it's not.
You need to have an antenna.
Well, I have an antenna, but not in the studio.
Yeah, we were here.
Get on the roof and put one up there.
I'm not allowed on the roof anymore.
Ever since the incident.
Yeah, I don't want to. We should probably just take a break.
Yeah. Well,
when we come back, we got to talk about the GCU game tonight, and of course, I got a crap ton of NFL football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, the Fanatic.
Can't sleep with this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey, you need NyQuil Severe Honey.
NyQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a dreamy honey taste.
Feeling better, honey? Honey? I'll take that as a yes.
Try NyQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu symptom relief. NyQuil Severe with honey flavor. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever. Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
When it's time for the March Mania brackets to bust wide open. As I was saying, it's mad. The Mania of March at BetUS.com is all about those buzzer beat bonus offers. And when the madness starts and Cinderella man steps onto the BetUS always has your back with to back-to-back 125% sign-up bonuses on your first 3 deposits, and even 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS.com Sportsbook and Casino, where the game... Join today. BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, where the game begins.
You know, it seems like everybody's talking about the traffic on Valley Roads these days. You know what else everybody's talking about? The absolute best restaurant to take your family and friends to, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Now with 2 Valley locations. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppin chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection on Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily from 6 p.m. and enjoy outdoor dining on the heated patio. So whether you're here for spring training, March Madness, or just to enjoy the Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. You take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 locations, Scottsdale and now in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppin.com. That's Kasai Teppin.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
There's a reason why conventional healthcare is referred to as practicing medicine. Hi, this is Dr. Hannah Lindsay. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. I regularly see patients with a variety of acute and chronic health conditions, including many autoimmune and rheumatological diseases. We can restore pain-free joint function and balance immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and overall well-being. We emphasize natural and holistic interventions with lifestyle changes and take advantage of the full palette of care options from traditional remedies to modern science. We collaborate with experts in a wide range of health disciplines, including physical therapists and specialist physicians, referring patients as needed to ensure the most effective care possible. So how about a second opinion on your health? You might just end up feeling like yourself again. Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161, or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time.
Like right now.
Or right now. Or even
now.
Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
You're left.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Don't forget to get signed up for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic Bracket Challenge. Go to 1580thefanatic.com. Click on the link on the right. It'll take you to the CBS Sports platform. Make sure you get logged in, enter in. If you were in it last year, you can be in it this year. You're already there. Just make sure your login is all straightened out. And if you've never done it before, you better set yourself up an account and do it toot sweet, because on Sunday, it's Selection Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. You'll find out exactly what your bracket is going to have before you. And, of course, tonight, GCU working on getting their bid to the NCAA tournament by winning the WAC tournament. But you got to play the games, and you never know. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. But you could win $1,580 if you have the best bracket, not a perfect one. That's impossible. But if you get the best bracket, $1,580 is yours. If you have the second best bracket, $500 gift card from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is yours. So make sure you got it all set up and ready to go, and make sure you start filling out that bracket on Monday and Tuesday. Get ready for the big tournament. We are only on Monday next week, because the rest of the time it's just back to back, all of the best action of the March Madness tournament here on 1580 The Fanatic. So, by the way, Sunday is St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Congratulations, Jeffrey.
No.
What?
I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
I find it kind of dumb. You know, as
I
an
thought you were going
Irish
to say
person.
redundant.
Well, yeah.
You mean,
Also,
mean
there's nothing I haven't
remembering,
already done. So
remembering an Irish cat that drove all the snakes out of Ireland? What are you talking about?
yeah, well, that's not what people do. St. Patrick's Day, just the excuse to drink good, turn good beer into dumb green beer.
Yeah,
and
I won't partake in any of that. No.
so I don't know. I've always been a little bit salty about it. You know, I don't like cabbage. I don't necessarily care for corned beef all that much. And, you know, just everybody's pinching you if you're not wearing green. I instituted a new rule years ago, and I think it really needs to take hold. And that is, if you pinch an Irish guy who's not wearing green, he gets to punch you in the throat.
What? Oh, sorry.
Gets to punch you in the throat, which, by the way, doesn't even need to be a rule. You punch an Irish guy, he's probably going to punch you in the throat anyway. But, I mean, there's no reason for this. And
Now-
it's, you know, it's kind of like Cinco de Mayo. It's like it's not about the celebration of Hispanic stuff. Just excuse to get drunk and wear a sombrero. St. Patrick's, an excuse to get drunk and wear a little top hat or call somebody a leprechaun. I don't care for it.
I don't partake of that. But you know, here's I was looking at this recipe. I find it very interesting for those of us here in the great desert Southwest. Instead of the traditional corned beef and cabbage, you take the brisket, which is the corned beef. You take that and you put that in the slow cooker, and you get that all nice and oozed up there real nice, and then you can pull it apart and shred it. Then what you do is you take some tacos or some tortillas, and you put it in there with some cabbage, and you there's a glaze that you put on the corned beef before it's all done, so it's all nice and gooed up, and it's got this nice glaze on it, and then you put that in, and you have these tacos instead. It's actually, it looks like a very good recipe.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
Then you don't have to, if you don't want the cabbage, you don't have to put the cabbage on there. You just have the corned beef on a taco and any other condiments you'd like to put on there.
So are you guys going out? Are you going to get liquored up? Are you
hell no.
Is there anything going on?
No.
Because I'm just staying home.
If it's on a Sunday, I'm getting liquored up, but not for St. Patrick's Day. That's just what Sunday is.
Sunday is for.
Yeah.
Sure. So, well, here's the deal. You should be able to avoid getting pinched by, you know, anybody because it is a Sunday. But I guess, you know, people are going to get their shepherd's pie, their soda bread, their Irish stew, their pastrami on rye, their bangers and mash, you know, all sorts of stuff that you can go ahead and have if you want to celebrate. But I don't know. I'm just a little bit over it. You know,
is
what
it
I mean?
Sunday? Miss Kim and I are going somewhere special Sunday with with some people. We're going to go to the castle there. The castle there on the what do you call that? The castle that's right out there by the airport.
My wife and I had lunch there once as a date.
I don't think it's open. That the castle there by the airport. Hey Kev, what's the name of the castle?
I could probably shout downstairs to my wife. I know we've been there.
Tovery Castle.
Oh, I don't know if it's Tovery Castle.
Never heard of it. No, it's the castle out by the airport. It's that kind of tiered building. As you're driving by there on the 202, I think.
Yeah, I think we had lunch there once. Something. I don't know. Big George says, isn't Randy 10 weeks sober now? Probably shouldn't tempt him with alcohol. Randy is no week sober. What are you talking about?
Maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, 10, but weeks?
Lacrosse guy is going to hit Fibber McGee's in Chandler. He says, I'll be there buying some jack shots. Alrighty. Average Joe says, Randy is taking his wife to Casa Megal store, huh? Kinky old guy.
No. No, when you're me, you don't need the Castle Mega Store.
Shop online, huh?
No.
Yeah, it's more discreet.
Yeah.
Rob says, so Jeffrey, you're saying you guys are off damn near all week except for Keon? No, we all of us are off. Big George, shut up. Anyway, maybe on Sunday you can just celebrate by watching a good Irish movie. There are some pretty good Irish movies. Yeah. You know, it's a really good one. If you can stand Tom Cruise, remember Far and Away? It was directed by Ron Howard. Had little Tommy Cruise and real tall his wife at the time.
Nicole Kidman.
Thank you. And that's actually ranked the #1 movie to watch on St. Patrick's Day.
Really?
Yeah.
What about The Quiet Man?
I don't know. He's too quiet. I just not even on the list. But yeah, that's not a bad one. That is not bad. Here's the list of the top 10 movies for St. Patrick's Day. Far and Away was number 1. After that, P.S. I Love You. Never seen it.
No.
Darby O'Gill and Little People. I did see it, and I found it racist, but not for the reason you think. That was 1959. Well, because, just I don't care about what they do with the little people. It just makes the Irish look bad. The Banshees of Inisherin, that is recent. It's a horror movie. Perrier's Bounty. Boondock Saints. Oh, that's a good movie. It's a stupid movie, but it's a good movie. Have you seen it, Boondock Saints?
I've seen it. Yeah, it is good.
Oh, Ralph, you should see that.
I haven't seen it. No.
That's a fun movie, actually. Wild Mountain Thyme, spelled Thyme. That's a newer movie, too. I haven't seen it. Luck of the Irish from 2001. Belfast from 2021. And Finian's Rainbow from 1968. What I can't believe is Grabbers didn't make it in the list. Grabbers is the most Irish movie ever made. It's a sensitive story of the residents of a remote Irish island under attack from tentacled, blood-sucking alien creatures. And when they find out alcohol is toxic to the creatures, the Irish do what the Irish do naturally. They get drunk. That's how they beat the aliens. They get drunk. You can't get more Irish than that.
Wow.
If you watch Leprechaun with Jennifer Aniston, you have no taste and you're racist.
I'm surprised Cocktail's not on that list.
Cocktail is not an Irish movie.
Yeah, it is. Remember, he plays Brian Flanagan. I mean, he's a Irish guy that.
Can I just tell you, I've never seen the movie.
Oh, okay. It's a Tom Cruise. It's another Tom Cruise movie.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, the bartender being Irish is not realistic because the drinking people should be Irish, not the bartender.
I mean, that was a really big movie back in the 80s. That was 88.
You know why? Because I hated that Kokomo song, so I'm like, I ain't watching that garbage.
Okay.
Stupid song.
On down to Kokomo.
Yeah, see how I said I hate that song? Yeah, shut up. Moist One says...
Need to find that.
I can't even read what Moist One says. It's Saints. It's not... Okay.
Oh, my God.
Moist One.
Dog named Boo says John Wayne in The Quiet Man.
Yeah.
In The Quiet Man and Maureen O'Hara. Taco Kenny says green beer, please. We're not serving green beer. I will not let you taint the beer.
You know, if you're going to drink green beer, just have a shot of Irish whiskey.
I mean, I can understand people mixing drinks because that changes the flavor of the drink. But if you make the beer green, you've taken the effort to make the beer green, but it's still beers. Why not just drink?
Right?
Drink
and that's
the beer.
Gonna freak you out later anyway.
Does it come out?
You're going to be so
too?
drunk, and this is going to freak you out. It's going to come out somewhere. It's not going to come out normal, I would assume. Just food coloring, right?
Think about that. Or your poo's going to be
you're going to get drunk.
One of the two.
You're going to freak out.
Ringless Joe says Castle Megastore. Is that where they sell all that medieval furniture for the Renaissance Fair? Yes, you should go check it out. Good deals. There's a lot on sale right now.
Take your wife.
It's not Castle Megastore. It's Tovry Castle.
Sure.
The fourth dimension has taken something innocent and sweet that my wife's family was a part of and turned it
you new here?
To some sort of porn thing.
Is this your first day?
We're talking about Miss Kim here, the innocent Miss Kim, and you've made it into some sort of a porn thing.
Yeah, I didn't. That was somebody else.
Yeah.
Kind of agree with Randy.
Probably this is not the
punching
time to
people in
talk
the
about the
throat.
GCU game. I feel.
What is this castle? I don't understand. I've seen it driving on the
Tovry
freeway.
Castle. Tovry. I don't know that. I'm going to visit it for the very first time.
Oh, okay.
We get a behind because Miss Kim's family, her grandparents they were all part of that whole thing. So we get to go on like a tour.
Okay,
it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that is where my wife and I had a date, and there's a restaurant in there, right?
I don't think so. I don't know. Hey, Kim's there a restaurant in there.
I know we went to Castles and Coasters. So there's not?
She's not sure.
Well, now I got to ask my wife what restaurant we went to.
It's that pyramid-looking thing on the way to the.
When this
East
show
Valley
starts, we
202.
probably going to want to start doing an actual, like broadcast.
Huh? Why? It's Friday.
Huh?
What? Wait.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm starting to lose interest. Slow Mo Zoe says Miller's Crossing is a good movie. A lot of Irish mafia things going on there. Oh yeah, then there's The Departed. And
Isn't
Beer
that
Bob.
Gangs of New York? Aren't they Irish?
Beer Bob just brought up the Gangs of New
All right.
York. That's an American movie, but yeah, you're right.
Good movie.
The Town. Moist One says all you can eat at Castle Mega Store. Stop it.
No.
Pineapple Express says, is Castle Mega Store a chess store? Absolutely. You should go check it out. All right, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, let's just shake the Etch-a-Sketch and talk football. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth. And if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every goal, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a game-winning goal in the final seconds of overtime or a shot on goal in the first period, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Do you need equipment for your business but don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used equipment. Excavators, forklifts, dozers, tractors, cranes, plows, and more. If it's essential to your business, I will help you get the money you need. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rhodes in the control room, and oh, look, Ralph Marvin Solar is with us. He's the dreamy host from the Weekend Warriors.
Ooh, dreamy.
Saturdays at 10 a.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. Followed by, without interruption, you sons of bitches, Keon Rhodes.
I think it's just without interruption.
Presented by Oxygen.
The first name of the show was "Without Interruption, You Sons of Bitches," and I was like, "Oh, Keon, we got to shorten
It's
that."
a bit aggressive
Yeah.
as well.
Kind of like it, though.
So so those two shows on tomorrow. 10 a.m. and 11 a.m.
Doesn't seem to fit Keon's character,
doesn't it?
No.
The you sons of bitches is implied now.
It's always implied. That's what's in the
Explicitly
comma. In fact, the comma, if you zoom in, says "you sons of bitches." It's
You
microscopic.
got to get really tight on it. You got to
Yes.
really do the open finger thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Open finger thing. Awaiting next text from Moist One. Anyway, so let's just set something straight. In the last hour, we realized that Randy was going to go to the Tovra Castle. What are you guys doing there? At the
Taking a
castle?
tour.
Oh, taking a tour
of the
okay.
castle. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I've been there. And I realized, no, I didn't. I asked my wife, and she said, we went to the Wrigley Mansion for lunch. That's where we went.
Wrigley Mansion's beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice. We got some pictures there, and that was like one of our first dates, actually. So anyway, so now we've straightened that out. You're going to a castle. I'm going to a mansion. Keon is going to work. Ralph is going to hell. All right, we've got it all sorted.
Not even the atheist. Wow.
I don't know why. Brunswick guy says, hey guys, my kids are asking if they can go to the Castle Megastore now. Thanks. They think it's an amusement park. Is it true? Okay, Castles and Coasters is the amusement park in Phoenix.
Is it still open?
Castle Megastore is where you go buy your tickets. Make sure you take the kids.
I think they have rights.
So your mom 646 texts in and says, hi from Presley. Now I'm confused. Does anybody want to raise your hand if you know a Presley?
That's my granddaughter. Take it easy now.
So then why is your granddaughter here as your mom 646 on the text line?
That would probably be my grandson. Put that your mom in there.
Well, what?
That's great.
Hi, Presley.
Yeah, Presley. My grandson is Easton is Presley's brother, and he's always, hey, Papa, your mom. Fresh little.
Yes, and Presley says, it's me. It's not Easton this time.
See, Presley.
But then Presley says, I put that as my name. By the way, we're at your house. But then what is she texting for? She could just walk in the room.
If she's
and talk
at
to
my
you.
house, I don't know why she's not walking into the studio so everybody could see her.
This is very weird. Your mom. Wilbur says, so if Ralph is dreaming, does that make Neil nightmarish?
I would have to agree with that. I can't argue that.
Dreamy, but
Yeah, I think that's what he meant.
yeah. Donnie says, genius trade by the Vikings. We either use the ammo to trade into the top 3 or 5 for a quarterback or get 2 players in the first round. All right,
ammo?
Donnie. It's not like I find that the Vikings important enough to actually lead the hour. So now I've got to dig down and find that story. I think it's actually, I'm not even kidding, at the very bottom of my pile as far as what's going on with the free agency stuff. So you'll have to give me a minute. But no,
Yeah,
the
but-
Vikings did do a trade.
Donnie offered me a trade actually for the second overall pick in the draft, which I rejected. So we will not be reporting it to our respective GMs. We'll just move on.
Yeah, you realize that Keon has no power to make or reject a trade.
It's the fun bunch.
Randy's being attacked.
It's my granddaughters.
Wow, they're tall. They don't look like
Yes, they
little,
are.
little kids.
Yes, they are.
They look like big people.
You don't see
They
many
are.
Waffle House sweatshirts. That's interesting.
Squat down. We can't even see your faces.
They can't. This is Presley.
Okay,
And this
hello,
is-
Presley.
And this is Brookie.
Who's Brookie?
That's my granddaughter. And then this is Easton, the fresh one.
So that's all siblings right there.
That's the one I'm going to pin his ears back
Yeah, yeah.
because he's so fresh.
Which one of them thinks they're mom's favorite?
She thinks he's mom's favorite. She thinks she's mom's favorite.
But who is mom's favorite, really? Though?
Me.
Your mom.
Your mom.
Your mom.
You hear that?
Your mom.
Nice.
Did you hear that?
I guess
My
Presley
granddaughter.
is your mom, as far as the texture that goes.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Well, go away. We're doing grown up stuff. You can go now.
Yeah.
We say naughty things. You need to leave. I don't know. I don't have any power. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Brunswick guy, I'm not asking a child that.
Wow.
I feel like you should just be embarrassed already. Just write.
Yep.
I don't even know what the question was. Just be embarrassed.
Yeah, Moist One, definitely not reading your text.
I mean, for reasons that none of us have to go into. Also, Moist One, you should also feel embarrassed.
Oh, no, I'm not saying he said anything. I'm just assuming it. I'm just not even going to open it.
I'm also saying he should just feel embarrassed because he woke up and he was Moist One.
Can I just say something real fast? Yeah, you be proud of those grandkids, Randy.
Oh, I am.
Two of the three are taller than Kyler Murray. You got to be proud.
Thank you. Well, she's a Chiefs fan.
Oh.
She's a Cardinals fan, and he doesn't really like sports that much.
So
and there it is. There it is.
Yeah. Tell him to go back to his knitting circle. Anyway, so the Cardinals just gave up Marquise Brown to the Chiefs. And so that would mean that your mom, Presley, got another good player in Marquise Brown. But here's something else about the Chiefs that she needs to know. They may not stay in St. Louis. I'm sorry, in Kansas City.
Okay.
You guys even paying attention to what I'm saying here?
We're watching Randy be a grandpa.
Is he slapping the crap out of him? I'm not looking.
No,
I've just never seen anybody hug Randy before. So.
Is his arms getting tired from beating those children?
That's not what is happening.
Did I make
have a moment with my grandkids?
Did I make one of them cry or something?
No.
Okay.
My
That's your
grandson, Easton and Presley, are going. They're going back to Kansas. That's where they live
now.
Yeah, they're leaving right now. Brooke is staying here though.
Wait a second. She does know that the Kansas City Chiefs are not from Kansas, right?
She lives in Lawrence, Kansas.
Does she know they're not in Kansas?
She doesn't care. She doesn't care, and she's a Kansas State fan. Please don't say Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Or she will get very angry at me.
They're living in the wrong city, right?
So, I know.
Okay.
Here's a couple things that just happened. Hollywood Brown just went to the Chiefs on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
The other thing is the Chiefs are acting like of course, it's all just a big shakedown. It's all just posturing. But the Chiefs are saying if they don't get this $800 million for the renovation of Arrowhead Stadium, if they don't do this tax that is up for vote, they say, well, we'll leave. We will leave Kansas City.
See, why do they got to do that? Why do they have to do that?
And
why
they're also saying that the Royals? The Royals might leave too.
Why can't they just wait until the vote happens before you start throwing out these threats? And nobody
That's
in Kansas
why, because
City,
they want everybody to vote yes on it.
Nobody in Kansas City is going to allow the Chiefs to leave. Hell, they won 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls. They're not going to.
Which is what makes this particularly nasty. He waited till they were in the middle of a dynasty, and he was like, you know what?
Say nothing about it.
Best time to play this card is right now.
Yep. So here's what happened. Chiefs president Mark Donovan, they were asking, so what are the team's plans and everything? What if the sales tax fails? And here's what he says. I think, probably our plans would include leaving Kansas City. Right off the bat. He didn't even work up to it. Because our goal here is we want to stay here. And we're willing to accept the deal for the county to actually stay here. But no sales tax, no Chiefs. We will pack our bags, we'll take our ball, and we're going to go. $800 million. And now the Chiefs are putting up 300 of their own million. But still, it's just gross is what it is. It's just gross. So, but the CEO, Clark Hunt, he says, we will not sign a new lease if the tax isn't extended.
Smile when you say that, mister.
You just got to. Why wasn't his name Mike? Anyway, he says, we are not willing to sign another lease for 25 years without the financing to properly renovate and reimagine the stadium. Again, it's just ugly. It's just
and
ugly.
The rich get richer.
I've never been a fan of taxpayer money going to pay for renovations. The Suns pulled this a couple of years ago. The Diamondbacks, everybody wants that. And sometimes it's like, okay, in a reasonable level, maybe I don't mind a tax break. But when you put a tax in to make a bunch of people pay for something that they don't get to enjoy for free, it just doesn't feel right. I don't think that's what taxes are supposed to be used for. I understand the economic ramifications of having a stadium or not having a stadium and what it can do to an area. But I think the investment of the community needs to be reasonable. Not
you're right.
$1 billion damn dollars.
I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree any more than I already have. I think you were right. And not only that, not only these guys get tax breaks, but they want to build out, a new stadium, but they want to have all sorts of, profitable businesses around there that they get a cut of as well.
The Kansas City Chiefs are owned by the 4 adult children of Lamar Hunt, and the Hunt family has a net worth of $24.8 billion. Clark Hunt
pay for the damn thing.
who you were just talking about, his net worth is $2 billion. Yes, they could just pay for it. They can afford it. They can
Clark
more than
doesn't have
afford
to,
it.
but the family itself.
Yeah, they own the team.
Why
it's
would they?
your team. Renovate your building.
Because
Why?
Steve Ballmer did it. Why can't they do
Because
it?
they've been given everything their whole lives. Why are they going to pay for anything?
We need to
And
slap
you
the
just
crap
hit
out
on
of
it.
it.
And that's 100% true, Ralph.
That's right.
Randy, when your billions of dollars finds its way to your grandkids, those 3 that were just in there, God, I hope they're better people than the Hunt family.
Oh, I think they will be because I don't have anything close to billions.
Pippi No Stocking says, Ralph has some nerve calling your shorts ugly. Oh, in the last hour, I showed him the shorts I was wearing, and Ralph was appalled. Everyone was stunned, but Ralph was particularly appalled. She says, you want to hear a funny story? Ralph had a pair of shorts one time he refused to throw away after they were worn down, even got stuck on a fence, making a big tear in the backside. Well, one day, Mr. Cerebral Man gets dressed for baseball meeting with Coach Tim Salmon and all the players and their parents. Guess which shorts he put on without even thinking about it. Also, guess who decided he didn't need panties on that day because he was feeling free? God, I did.
Free and
Million
easy,
years
hey,
to go
Ralph?
by. I didn't need to even put that together. Yeah, he
Wow.
mooned so many children and their poor mothers. Someone very discreetly came to him during the meeting with a pair of his son's shorts
a
so
long
he could
text.
get rid of the crack show he was giving everyone in Scottsdale.
I applaud you, sir.
Yeah, don't ever say another damn thing about my shorts being ugly.
I can't believe she put that whole story out there.
Oh,
that is
Pippi. Good job.
Wow. Good thing I got a divorce lawyer because that's happening. That number's getting called quickly.
You act like she doesn't already have an ironclad case put together.
Dude, you
Wow.
don't need to get rid of her. You need to keep her because
Yeah.
look, she took care of you when you were showing your ass to everybody.
Oh, no, she
in the
didn't.
Scottsdale Little League.
Some other parent.
No, it
did.
wasn't Little League. It was high school ball, and it was Tim Salmon,
Oh,
dude.
man.
Oh,
That's how you end up with having to tell people you've moved into their neighborhood. You know what I mean? So you didn't feel the breeze, huh? You didn't realize that everyone was getting
When you got a hairy arse, I guess you don't feel the breeze.
going commando today, ladies and gentlemen.
Keon's
Let me-
leaving
let
the
me-
show.
Let me
It's
ask you
over.
this. Are you commando right now? And
Oh,
can
I
we
don't
see?
want to know. Don't ask him that. Don't answer that.
I like to hang free, Jeff.
Oh, my
guys.
goodness.
I got
Wow.
a guy, and he hangs free.
His coconuts
Yeah.
are hanging free on the tree today.
Well,
You reach
see,
a
the
certain age where you just don't strap those coconuts anymore.
problem is, I'm carrying a lot of luggage, so I need support.
Yeah,
so
well,
I always have.
You wear long shorts.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean underneath. there. I really
And
do.
she didn't see your shorts. Your shorts are stunning.
Well, she could go ahead and see it on the YouTube thing. Just
She
fast
needs to-
forward
she
till
needs
you
to
see
look
me
at it.
standing on a chair. So
Yeah, it's bad.
oh my God. Ham Sandwich says these teams' PR departments release these. We're moving stories to bully cities into getting more money. We're all too familiar with that process in Phoenix.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
true.
read a ham sandwich after that story.
We've got so many worse names than Ham Sandwich.
That's the longest I've laughed in a long time, man.
Turd Ferguson says, we like Ritter. No.
He's okay. He's a backup. And
What's
and
his
like
first name again? Or you already forgot?
Desmond.
Desmond Ritter, quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, he's going to be a backup quarterback. The bottom line is I hate that they got rid of Rondale Moore. He was one of my favorites, but
I have a theory.
He's
Go
got
ahead.
pictures. What?
No.
Theory?
No. About Rondale Moore. You see, they got Rondale Moore left, right?
Yeah.
Now they just signed a guy named Chris Moore, a receiver who they brought in, and I think they signed him so all those Rondale Moore jerseys don't go to waste.
So he's going to wear Rondale's former number.
Exactly.
Mm.
I don't know
Smart
if he's
thinking.
I don't know how good
That's
he is.
using the old nut right there. That's using the old nut.
But beyond that, yeah. So are you going to miss Rondale Moore?
I am. He was one of my favorites, but hey, it's a business. It's the way it goes.
You also got Kyrus Tonga. You got a defensive lineman today.
I like a defensive lineman with the last name Tonga.
Yeah, he spent
I like
a couple of
that.
years in Minnesota, and he spent some time with the Bears, that sort of thing.
So I like that. Bring him in.
Okay, now I've got that. I got that thing that Donnie was talking about, and I've been trying to wrap my head around some of this. This deal. The Vikings went ahead and made a deal with the Texans. So the Vikings now have the number 23 pick and the number 232nd pick. And now Houston has the 42nd pick and the 188th pick. So the whole deal was done. So the Vikings get pick number 23. They wanted another pick in the first round. And I'm trying to figure out, what are they after? What are the Vikings specifically after at 23? Unless they're trying to put together, okay, we've got pick 23 from the Houston Texans, who got that from the Browns, blah, blah, blah. But so now the Vikings have 23 and 11. So what are they up to? And why would the Texans make that trade? That's the thing I'm also struggling with.
Maybe they're going to try to move up and trade both of those picks as part of a deal
for a quarterback.
Right. If you trade 11 and 23 plus whatever else you're going to trade to try to get a better spot.
So they
right now, I mean, they have Sam Darnold. I mean,
and they might be paying him $10 million, but they only gave him 1 year for a reason. I
Right.
can't assume that that's the future for the Vikings.
So would the Arizona Cardinals, now Monty Awesomefart loves a deal, right? Would the Arizona Cardinals trade the number 4 position to the Vikings for number 23 and number 11?
I think there has to be more.
Yeah, it would probably have to be maybe even a first next year or a second next year.
Yeah.
To jump all the way up to 4, especially if you're jumping up for a quarterback and they know you want one.
What about number 6, where the Giants are? Would they take those 2 picks?
Maybe.
Or would that
I
also
still
need more?
I think that might also need more. But it may not. It wouldn't have to be nearly as intense a price as a first from next year. It could even be, I don't know exactly what the Vikings have in the 3rd round or even the 4th round, but maybe that might be enough to move with the Giants, who have holes kind of just everywhere.
Yeah, because they're not drafting a quarterback.
No,
because they've got
they've got Daniel
what's his
Jones
face,
and they're
they
stuck
got-
with him. So
and they got Drew Lock now competing with him.
Well, the Vikings are definitely working something right now. They're working on something. You're right. They probably will need to add some more things. But
and even if they don't have to jump up that high for a quarterback, like that, they getting multiple picks means you have multiple chances to get a quarterback in the first round. If you want to sit back and not give up anything and try and wait for your guy to fall to you.
Well, the Cardinals and the Chargers are good positions to work.
I think the Cardinals would
4
take
and 5.
Like if I was the Cardinals, I would take the 11 pick and Justin Jefferson. A proven great receiver.
You just know that's not going to happen.
And an 11.
Hell yeah, they would.
Right? Why wouldn't you do that?
Hell yes, they would.
The Cardinals would do that. I'm trying to understand why the Vikings would do that.
The Cardinals.
Because the whole point of trying to get a quarterback,
if they really want a quarterback, and they got to get, Justin Jefferson looking to leave maybe anyway.
Yeah. Donnie says 2 things. 1, Drake May will be a Viking. And 2, you're an idiot, Ralph.
How is Drake May going to be?
How's he going to be a Viking? He's going to be gone by 4.
Like you could maybe trade up with the Patriots. That's the closest in that bunch you're going to get. And even then, there's still no guarantee you're getting Drake May. So I don't know why that would happen. I know that New England would absolutely rake you over the coals if you tried to get up there.
All right,
That's what
listen,
makes it hard.
We got to take a break. When we come back, I clicked a button and now we have like 1.5 million texts. So we'll get caught up on all that too when we return. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every basket, every game, every point, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a three-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game, or a player goes 2 for 2 at the foul line. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Do you know about 211 Arizona? It's a free service to connect you with resources anywhere in Arizona. Housing assistance and eviction prevention, transportation and ride services, healthcare benefits, food resources, and even utility bill support. Talk to a live operator in English or Spanish, 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Just dial 211 or visit 211arizona.org. Get connected, get answers, and get the help you need. This message is sponsored by 211 Arizona.
Grand Canyon University basketball is back for another exciting season. After advancing to March Madness in 2 of his 3 seasons as the head coach, Bryce Drew brings a team to the court this season, picked to win the conference once again, and led by first-team All-WAC selection Gabe McLaughlin and WAC preseason Player of the Year Ray Harrison. Check out the schedule at gculopes.com to find matchups with San Francisco, DePaul, Liberty, and last year's national championship runner-up, the San Diego State Aztecs. Join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on The Fanatic, the home of Lopes basketball.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and all this NFL free agency talk is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. It's a mad offer for March Mania basketball. 125% sign-up bonus for your first 3 deposits plus 10% gambler's insurance. Check it out over at betus.com. All right, so we got a lot of text here on the text line. Let's get caught up as quick as we can so we can move on and figure out what's next. Ringless Joe says the Detroit Lions are 4-time NFL champions. Sorry, what?
Yeah, pre
from
Super
back in the
Bowl
day.
era. Again, if you have to go all the way back to before the Super Bowl,
yeah, it didn't count.
You are not making the statement that you think you're making.
Well, they're still NFL champions.
They
Ringless Joe, they weren't champions since I've been born. They aren't champions since Randy's been born. They're not champions since who's old? Joe Biden was born or Donald Trump was born. Those are a couple of the oldest effers I know. And then they weren't born. Oh, dear God, it's been forever. So, no, Detroit Lions are 0-time NFL champions.
Well, they're
in anybody's
NFL
lifetime.
They're not Super Bowl champions, but they are NFL champions. They do have that in their makeup. They have that in their
they
in
wear
their
makeup?
history. Well, don't all NFLers?
Tiger Paws says Kyler Murray should be happy right now with Aaron Donald going. Yeah, a lot of quarterbacks are probably happy. I don't think it makes the game better. I think
not just
he
Kyler
was
Murray.
awesome.
Who was that this past year when
Geno
Aaron
Smith.
Donald was? Who was it? That
Geno Smith went. No, yeah, it was Geno Smith went. Oh my God, because he came running in at him.
Yeah, just threw the ball away.
It's like, oh my God.
Geno's the happiest guy in the NFL today.
I'm going to read a direct quote from Kyler Murray. This is what he tweeted earlier. Thank God.
Wow.
It's the only context provided.
None needed. Your mom, 646, says no rock chalk Jayhawks from Presley.
See, I told you.
No, I don't even know what that
now
is.
I'm in for it.
Yeah, that's my bad. I assumed because you said Lawrence, Kansas.
Wait. So they like when you say rock chalk Jayhawk?
No, they don't.
Well,
she doesn't. She
what does
wants
that
to
even
go.
mean?
She wants to go to Kansas State, and I don't know what rock chalk Jayhawk means.
I don't know
what
either. I
that
just know Kansas fans say it a
It
lot.
just- it-
She's
they're
a
talking
Kansas
about
State
gypsum
fan.
or something.
Probably
I don't know.
filthy. I don't know.
So you know,
Harry
But she
Soap.
wants Kansas State. So
Harry Soap got very excited by the story where the Chiefs might leave Kansas City and says, "Oh yeah, the Oakland Chiefs."
Jeez.
Probably like the last place they would go.
not gonna.
Nothing is moving to Oakland. Not even a fast food restaurant.
but if you
Right.
want the Hunts to play,
In and
all
Out
I'm saying-
just closed down one of the first In and Out stores there. They're like the employees are having their car stolen. We can't stay here.
Just can't do that. Yeah.
8984 says Andy Reid should do an Oklahoma drill against a member of the Hunt family. If Reid wins, the Hunts pay for the entire renovation. I like that idea.
Andy Reid could. What?
Basically, just beat the crap out of these guys, really. 8984, Alec, you need a texter nickname. I've been telling you that since February. Noah says, I really like the Minnesota Vikings. Their skull horn reminds me of my parents' home country of Norway. Ham Sandwich says, the deal makes no sense for the Texans to have done unless all they wanted was a higher third-round pick than they currently had. There must be a guy that the Texans really wanted to make sure they could get in the third round. Yeah, it doesn't make sense for them.
Teams do that though. Like if you have someone you're projecting to be around there, give yourself the ammo to move around in that third round. For instance, you can pair your 2/3 together to try and move up in the third, because you still need to draft well at that point too.
Wilbur says, when Minnesota calls my Arizona Cardinals, they can have the number 4 pick overall. And I'll take their number 11, number 23, and their third round pick this year and their first round pick next year. And now they've got a deal. That's a bit much. I don't think that would happen.
Is it though?
Would they add in a first round pick from next year?
How bad does Minnesota want to move up to 4?
That's now. I think now it's tilted too far.
The thing is,
we'll take Justin Jefferson.
You start loading up on picks in the first round, teams are going to get the idea that you're desperate, and you don't want them to get that idea because they will ask you for things that they would only ask for a desperate team.
Hello,
but that's
Minnesota GM.
That's why you try and disguise the moves a little bit.
You sign Sam Darnold, you're desperate.
Mm-hmm.
They have not disguised very well, is my point.
Yeah.
We have a new texter on the text line. Another new texter. For some reason, another Canadian. I don't even know. He says, I'm hoping the Chiefs relocate to British Columbia. We could use an NFL team up here. Also, I love your show. It's offbeat, uncanny, and zany.
Well, thank you.
Uncanny.
It's a lot of adjectives.
How are we uncanny? We're
you
offbeat,
can't keep us.
yes.
We
are
can't
zany.
You can't keep us in a can. I mean, there's no canning us. You see what I'm saying? So we're uncanny.
It's a big can.
Is that a weird Canadian thing? Anyway, so Canadian person, you're going to need a text or nickname and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sorry, uncanny?
Because uncanny is strange, but in an unsettling way. Which
maple syrup ninja.
Or when you say it's uncanny, it's like oh, it's amazing how weird or how coincidental something is. They're like, it's uncanny how much how much Ralph looks like the tool. The what was the guy's name? Al from from
Tool Time.
From Tool Time.
I don't look like him.
I know. I'm just saying it. His beard. I was just trying to think of somebody with a beard.
Oh,
Al.
That's who you pick.
I mean,
All right.
Ralph.
Jeez. Because I look like Randy. I mean, come on. He has a beard.
Randy's a beard?
He has a beard.
I've never noticed.
It's there.
When did you get a beard?
It's been growing for several weeks now.
Oh,
did you really not notice? So you just don't look at him?
He doesn't notice things like that.
I make eye contact, unlike you, Ralph. Our eyes are up here, okay?
Yeah.
I thought
Anyway.
for sure you looked this way anyway.
So 6018, you're going to need a text or nickname. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Hefty Lefty says Ralph can't be Al from Tool Time. Everyone loved Al.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
6018 says, what should my text or nickname be, huh? Well, any suggestions? I'm a huge Canucks fan. I like the Seattle Seahawks and the Seattle Mariners. I also like Simon Fraser University Athletics. They compete in the NCAA, you know. Yes, I told everybody that the other day, and they fell asleep from boredom.
He's got some good qualities.
Yeah, the Seattle.
He's a Seahawk fan. He's a Mariner fan. These are great qualities.
I think you should call him the Maple Syrup Mountie.
Maple Syrup Mountie. I do like that. See, now I think this person here, what they say they're from British Columbia. Isn't that right across the river from Seattle?
The river.
I don't know.
So you never looked at a map.
It's
It's about 2.5 hours north.
Yeah, but okay, that's right across the river.
There's no river.
Okay, it's right across.
There's no river.
The bay.
There's no bay. There's no river. It's land on land
all
driving.
the way.
Yeah.
Now I better look this up.
Yeah, you need to look at a map.
Well, my map stops at the top of America because I'm an American.
That's right, Jack.
I've done that drive a lot. There's no river. I mean,
well, now you know where he was going to get the weed. All right, let's see. Oh yeah.
Remember, I stayed in British Columbia for most of a year.
So, what is this body of water between?
That's the Puget Sound.
Okay. That's
It's very pungent. Puget is very
But
pungent.
that's those are islands on the other side. Those are very rich islands.
Oh, the San Juan Island, the Lopez Island, the Orcas Island, and the Ralph the Stupid Island. Oh wow, that's okay.
Wish I owned land on that stupid island.
That's Dungeons Bay. Dungeons Bay.
Now you're going north. Okay.
6018 says technically I'm from Victoria, British Columbia. No, I figured because it was right there. Like that's right next to America. You'd want to be as close to our greatness as you could be.
Ask him for the name of the river.
Yeah, what's the name of the river?
Now you lost him.
Bruno Baller says Puget Sound, Jeffrey, Seattle. Come on. Tia was, I can't say that. Tia was says Ralph looks like my left, and I'm just going to stop right there. The Haro Strait separates Victoria from the beautiful San Juan Islands, which are in America. 6018. Seriously, can we call you the maple syrup mounting?
Oh gosh. How about the uncanny Canadian?
Uncanny Canadian's not too bad. Random Texter says the new texter likes the Seahawks. Call him Ralph Jr. He'll probably later admit he likes the Lakers and Dodgers too.
How about the Uncanny Canuck?
Uncanny Canuck
is good.
That's not bad. He's a Canucks fan. You're on fire, Randy.
Thank you. And Fuego. Thank you.
It's a good one.
Ham Sandwich says people in Seattle love to tell you what a sound is. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I got a sound for him.
Tia says, I wish Keenan Allen wouldn't have been asked to take a pay cut, but I understand why he couldn't be kept around after he said no. I hope the Angry Birds screw themselves and trade out of the 4th pick so we can get the best wide receiver we can at number 5. Yeah, Keenan Allen Williams left. You know, I don't ever blame somebody who says no to a pay cut. Ever. I mean, and people are like, oh, well, where's the loyalty, Saquon Barkley? Where's the loyalty, Keenan Allen? Well, come on, man. You can't ask people to take less money. You can't ask people to hurt their families just because you want something. It's not a lack of loyalty. It's just silly.
We don't expect that from anybody else in life. Like if you do any other job and another place offers you more money and you choose to go, you know, you could stay, or, you know, say your boss comes to you and says, hey, we're a little tight, you know, we're asking everybody to take a pay cut. And you see some other place that's willing to pay you the salary you're currently making or more, you go, and no one blames you for that. But for some reason in sports, they ask you to take a pay cut, you say no, somebody else is willing to offer you that, and everybody acts like you're a villain for some reason for doing what we all do in our jobs, but on a different level in a different way.
Well, I got to ask the New York fans that are all crying and screaming about Saquon Barkley, where was the loyalty last year when Saquon took a pay cut and they paid that quarterback Danny Dimes, that second-rate quarterback Danny Dimes, and they just left Saquon out there. He didn't lay down on you. He went out there and played a damn good season, and he did the best that he could out there. And now it's time for him to get paid, and the Eagles are willing to pay him. So what's your problem? I don't understand what the big deal is with Saquon. I understand it's one of those interdivision rivals, and I hate you and you hate me, and you're from Philadelphia, so you're not worth anything. Oh, yeah, well, you're from New York, rat-infested, and you don't even make your pizza right. I get it. I get it. But where's the loyalty last year when Saquon was due a good paycheck? Why didn't they pay him then?
Now, Tia did say he understood, but he just wished. But I just was trying to explain. So it's not about you, Tia. So don't get upset.
Oh, no, it's not about you. It's about those. I heard about all the outcry in New York, about all the New Yorkers that were just screaming about Saquon Barkley leaving. Where was this last year when he should have got paid?
Now let's look at the Chargers, though. They said, "Hey, how about a pay cut?" He says, "No, thank you." And they say, "Okay, you're traded to Chicago." So they send him to the Bears. And now that they have done that, they don't have to pay him $23 million, which also means that now he can he can go there and play. And the Chargers can now restructure some things to be able to keep Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. They need they need a little bit of payment themselves. So, was that the right move, you think, by the Chargers, or do you think they should have worked a lot harder to try to figure out a way to keep Keenan Allen?
Well, I got to tell you, they're going weak on their targets for their quarterback just to keep a couple of defensive ends. I mean, okay, yeah, maybe they're two of the best in the league, but I mean, who's Justin? What's Pimple Face? Who's he going to throw
Justin
to?
Herbert? Well, I think there'll be something there by the time we.
I mean, they got rid of Mike Williams, and now they got rid of Keenan Allen.
Granted, Mike Williams was always hurt, and it's just sad to say.
Well, he
he's
might
a
have been
talented
always
receiver,
hurt, but
he couldn't help him last year. Like he just didn't play. He was just hurt.
Yeah, so but the year before last, I had him on my fantasy team. He was in almost the entire season.
He's special, but it's just the injuries. The injury risk is to them probably not worth what they were paying him. So they had to make a business decision, and I don't have any problems with the team making that call. And when it comes to Keenan Allen, yeah, it hurts to move him on, but he is 31 years old, and so if he's not able to take a pay cut, that's fine. You can move on from him. You do have the pick right after the Cardinals. So my guess is you're probably going to get Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze in the draft, unless the Cardinals trade out of that pick for whatever reason. So yeah, I think the Chargers can address wide receiver in the draft.
Well,
so there'll be targets for Justin Herbert.
It's going to have to be wide receiver and running back because Austin Eckler's gone.
Yeah.
And a lot gone from the Chargers right
now.
But
I don't think with the running backs, I don't know that there's a first round guy in this draft. So
you
can still address it there too.
Who is the only Chargers fan I've ever known, says the Williams, Mack, and Bosa transactions got us under the cap even without touching Keenan's contract. Well, maybe they want to do some more things.
Yeah. And it's a new team. It's a new regime. Those guys are the guys from the previous regime. So you keep some of them, but other guys you move on from because what you want to do is try and load up the roster with talent that's younger and on rookie deals. A lot of that is going to keep you under the cap as well.
Oh, Scratch Me Because just made a very, very good point. Now, we were talking about how earlier Keon has his own show on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. called Without Interruption, Keon Rose. That's the show is supposed to be called Without Interruption, Keon Rose. And I said, well, originally it was Without Interruption, you sons of bitches, Keon Rose. And it was just too long. So Scratch Me Because says, I'm assuming the Keon show has commercials, right? So how can the show be called Without Interruption with Keon Rose? You sons of bitches.
Wow. That's a good point right there.
Without interruption during the actual show part of the show.
Should we get rid of the commercials?
Wow.
Huh?
Should we get rid of all the commercials?
No, I don't think that's wise. But
I wasn't sure he's going to use them the first show. I mean, it was like, wow.
It's like a train going full speed towards the station, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't use all my material either.
That's the scary part.
I had more.
That sounds like a threat.
Do it. I'll use the rest of it. Don't try me.
1525, another new texter by the name of Zephaniah says,
wow,
Minnesota made the trade because they wanted a quarterback and a wide receiver in the first round. Houston made the trade to get the extra pick in 2025 and believe they can get the same player they want at 42 that they could have gotten at 23.
I mean, at 11, you probably could still get Bo Nix or Penix. I mean, those are probably going to be the only guys left at 11.
So,
maybe.
Unless they really like J.J. McCarthy. And I have heard that they do like him.
Well, he reminds me of Jay Cutler. He's getting so pumped before the draft.
I don't get it. I watched him all season.
Yeah.
I went back a couple weeks ago and watched him again because I just wanted to be sure. I don't get it. And
he's a leader. That's great. But if he can't play quarterback, you can lead all you want.
Yes, I can find another guy to lead on my team if my quarterback can't. I can't find another guy to throw. I don't know if JJ McCarthy, because he isn't in the situation to a degree of, I don't know if it's because he can't or because he wasn't allowed to. Michigan's offense didn't allow him to do a whole lot. He didn't have as many attempts throwing the football as the other guys. And, the freedom to change things at the line. Drake May had that at North Carolina. Jaden Daniels had it at LSU. JJ McCarthy did not have that at Michigan. So I wonder if that changes a few things as well. But I just don't see it from what I've seen so far.
All right, listen, we're running late. We got a bunch of new texters. What did a bus full of Canadians show up again? What the hell's going on? Anyway, we're trying to get caught up on the text line when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Need a boost in capital or a flexible line of credit for your growing business? Hi, I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital. I can help you get the money you need fast. The process is a breeze with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need faster and easier than asking your banker. So call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. The Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
It seems like everybody's talking about the traffic on Valley roads these days. You know what else everybody's talking about? The absolute best restaurant to take your family and friends to, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Now with 2 Valley locations. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection on Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily from 6 p.m. and enjoy outdoor dining on the heated patio. So whether you're here for spring training, March Madness, or just to enjoy the Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. You take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 locations, Scottsdale and now in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppin.com. That's Kasai Teppin.com, or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
Download the Fanatic app.
News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store, and at 1580thefanatic.com.
The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Man, I can't believe that deep dive on Zephaniah. That's somebody with a, I don't know, intelligence and scripture level just a little
Maybe
higher
it's
than
his
what we
name.
need.
Maybe it's his name.
Is your name actually Zephaniah? Are you named after the Israelite prophet said to be the author of one of the shorter Old Testament prophetical books who proclaim the approaching divine judgment? Were you a contemporary of Josiah, king of Judah?
I
doubt
it.
Still, I'm gonna say if that's actually your name, cool name. If that is a choice, well done, sir. 888-368-1580. 6018, who's Randy, what's your texter nickname suggestion? I'm a crab fisherman, and I'll spend many months up in Alaska as well. But you said it was a maple syrup mountie, or what was the other thing?
The
Canuck?
Uncanny Canuck.
Uncanny Canuck.
How about I got crabs?
I got crabs says, no, I don't want to be the one because I have to read it.
Yeah, no, that's why I said it.
I know we're not doing that.
I
one.
got crabs, Ed.
That will not be a texture
That's a
nickname.
perfect texture.
Jeffrey runs
Ralph
the text
has
line,
crabs.
so it's oh boy.
That could be a texture nickname.
I'll never allow it.
Moist one says, I like poutine. Poutine on my mouth. No. Moving
Moist
on.
one.
Come on, dude.
Moist one.
Hey, can I get a score check from the Phoenix Suns and the Charlotte Hornets?
Sure, it's 38-16. I don't even know if that's correct.
38-16. You just made that up?
Yep.
Why would you just, you can just say I don't know.
It's 39-32 Suns over the Hornets.
I was close.
Earlier, the Hornets were up on the Suns, and Ralph was losing his mind. So,
well, the Suns better win this game.
Yeah, he says if the Suns lose to the Hornets, they need to fire Frank Vogel on the tarmac and then leave him in New Orleans.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, teams lose to bad
Even
teams,
though they're in
but
Charlotte?
that team is real bad.
Yeah, Vogel, you're flying coach.
That's an almost indefensible loss right there. I mean, there are three teams in this league right now that if you think that you can win a championship, you can't lose to them. The Hornets, you can't lose to the Wizards, and you can't lose to the Pistons. You lose to one of those three teams, and I don't know what to tell you. I'll reverse course so fast. Don't lose to them. That's
8984, the texter who refuses to have a damn texter nickname after all this time, says Chargers could be targeting an unhappy Stephon Diggs.
Could be.
He's been unhappy for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
The Bills are like, we're not trading. It's insane.
Lost Toby says Ward said no to the Niners about taking a pay cut, then signed with the Jaguars for the same number the Niners offered. Also, we lost some lawyers because we asked them to take a pay cut. Sorry, what, Lost Toby? You lost some lawyers?
Lawyers are not going to take a pay cut ever.
We ain't mad they left, but also they get judged on their commitment to the cause.
Well, I could see that because they're lawyers. They're always going to get judged.
Did you mean players or lawyers? Because Lost Toby is a lawyer.
Yeah, and maybe because I used the example of like real actual life. But you still wouldn't say to somebody they might be judged maybe like from the company they left. But we're all trying to make more money in this world. Why would that be weird suddenly in sports when you want to?
And even if he signed for the same amount, by leaving California, he's saving money just in taxes.
And you said he went to Jacksonville? He's saving way more money because there's no sales tax.
It's a huge increase.
So no, he's getting to keep all his money. His agent probably said
Smart
exactly
move.
that.
Which is why teams don't want to play in California, because that means players don't want to.
That's why a lot of players like to go to Florida.
Yep.
And a lot of players like to go to Texas. There's no state income tax. You can just live your life, man.
Ham Sandwich had a stellar idea. Says the crab guy should be Krabby Patty. Hopefully his name is Patrick.
Fingers crossed. We can only hope.
No, I like some of the other ideas better, to be honest.
I got crabs.
I know, Ralph. We know you have crabs.
I think we should name them that.
We know you have crabs.
Say that you want to be named I Got Crabs. For
Ralph
sure.
has crabs.
I want to hear you read every time that guy texts in.
No one has a beard like you have without crabs in them.
Oh, jeez. What does that mean?
I don't know. So remember when Jerry Jones says, "We're all in," and it was like,
Yes.
"Hey, we're all in." The Cowboy fans were rejoicing. Oh, we're finally going to do something in free agency. We haven't done that in, say, 11 years. And so he's like, "Yeah, we're all in." And so then Dak Prescott got happy. He even says, "Boy, I can't wait to see what this means." And everybody, and then nothing really happened at all the last week. Nothing really happened. Yes, I think they re-signed a couple of guys, but nobody earth-shattering. Nothing happened. Nobody was brought in. There was no trades. They lost Tony Pollard. They got rid of Tyler Biadasz, Dante Fowler, Neville Gallimore. They all left. And yeah, the only thing they were, oh, hey, we got ourselves a long snapper. Oh, okay. He was already on the team. Re-sign him. Trent Sieg got a 1-year deal, and linebacker Eric Kendricks a 1-year deal. Woo! We're all in. That's not all in at all. And so his son had to come out and fix it. He's like, we don't define all in by what you spend in free agency. Because Jerry Jones, he talks like this. But Stephen Jones, he speaks like this because he's rebelling against the old man, see? And he doesn't want anything to do with him. Don't say all in if you're not all in.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is all in.
No, I think because here's
There's
the thing:
no
their front office is a mix of two things: normal football guys who know what they're doing, and then Jerry's input. So Jerry says they're all in, and they're like, "Wait, no, we didn't want to." Maybe they didn't want to say that. Maybe that wasn't the messaging they had. That they were going to try and be financially responsible, build through the draft, that sort of thing. And then Jerry goes on the radio and says, "Yeah, we're all in." And then Dak feels good about it because if you're a quarterback and they say they're going to get you more weapons, that always feels good.
They lost you more weapons.
Yeah, they re-signed 2 guys.
Yeah, but wait for the draft though. Jerry's going to show his brilliance, his football brilliance there in the draft.
They better hope so.
I'm checking to see if they even have a pick the way they do things over there.
They lost 3 linemen in free agency.
I'm not kidding. I can't see them on this list.
I know Tyron Smith is a guy that struggles to stay healthy, but
24. They have the 24th pick. You could do a lot of damage with that pick. I don't know.
You could, but
another
you
long snapper, maybe.
But the amount of people they've allowed to walk in free agency, you're going to need more than just the 24th to hit.
Yeah, but they have 24.
If you can trade back and get more picks, but you need more picks, you need more players on that roster.
Just don't tell us all in, and then man, the Cowboy fans should be like storming the gate right now.
You could say that to me, but you can't say that to Dak. Dak is the one that I think ought to be really disappointed.
Oh yeah, and Dak is sitting there still with no contract extension, going, okay, well, what's
well, Dak's a little busy right now. I don't think he's worried about his contract right now.
Well, his lawyers are busy right now. Yeah.
Well, on the other hand, he's being investigated for alleged sexual assault. So I think Dak's just a little busy.
It's probably why he hasn't commented on it all. But yeah,
and here's Dak. He's got this $200 million contract, and he's alleged sexual assault in the back of an SUV.
Oh,
What?
I didn't see the details.
Oh, I didn't see the
Oh,
details either.
In
I was
the
just like,
back
oh,
of an SUV.
Was it a big SUV?
I
don't very comfortable back then.
I don't know.
6018 says, "I'll take that name." Which name? Krabby Patty? He says, "I did have crabs, the STD, once. Caught it in the back of a fishing boat." Okay.
Perfect. I'm telling you.
In the back of a fishing boat?
It's better than the back of an SUV, I guess.
So Krabby Patty is what we're calling him.
No, I have crabs.
No, you have crabs. Yes, I know, Ralph.
He said he wanted that.
Well, if he wants it, he should spend some time with you because you have crabs. I know.
Apparently he does too.
So which name 6080 18? Which one are you talking about? I have no idea. Question for Ralph, says Big George. What do you think of the Coyotes' win last night over the Detroit Red Wings?
I think it's a very good win. I mean, you're playing a team that's a lot better than you are, and you won. It's, again, young team. They're going to have their ups and downs, and they're going to pull out games like this sometimes when it all works and comes together. But for the most part, they'll be completely inconsistent, which is what you're seeing. But it's a good step forward, I think. How's that?
I'm not giving you that one 60-18 unless it's
I told
Ralph
you.
has crabs.
I told that's the one he wanted, right?
I'm not calling you I have
You
crabs.
can't tell him no. It's not
I can do
dirty.
whatever I want. It's my
That's
show.
ridiculous.
It's my show.
You can do
But
what you
get
want
Radio
your
Ron. I
show.
think Radio Ron should make the decision.
If
That's
you go
not
with
fair.
that one, I'm always going to say Ralph has crabs.
No, you can't. That's not
Yes, it's exactly what I'm going to do.
That's
you
the
need
thing.
to really think about that 60-18.
I like this 60-18.
Lacrosse guy says, Ralph, what other sports will you talk about on your show? Hint, hint, says lacrosse guy. Can I talk some lacrosse?
We would talk lacrosse. I mean, we talk cheese rolling. We talk everything.
You should get together with lacrosse guy. He actually is very involved in girls' high school lacrosse, too. I mean, that could be some interesting stuff for you.
Okay.
It's a
you can
Daily
reach out.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Text me.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You know, it seems like everybody's talking about the traffic on Valley Roads these days. You know what else everybody's talking about? The absolute best restaurant to take your family and friends to, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Now with 2 Valley locations. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection on Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily from 6 p.m. and enjoy outdoor dining on the heated patio. So whether you're here for spring training, March Madness, or just to enjoy the Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. You take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 locations, Scottsdale and now in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's Kasai Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
Come join American Furniture Warehouse and see our amazing deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom furniture and mattresses, dining room furniture and accessories. AFW has the latest styles, largest selection, and lowest prices anywhere. Our warehouses are full and ready for you to take your new furniture home today. At American Furniture Warehouse, you'll find the perfect items for your space at a price you'll love. Visit one of our 3 Phoenix area showrooms or shop online at afw.com. afw.com.
When life gets overwhelming, but you just don't feel like talking, help is only a text away. Trained and caring crisis specialists are available by text 24/7 to assist with suicidal thoughts, substance use issues, depression, anxiety, and more. You are never alone. When you need help, please text HOPE to 4HOPE. From anywhere in Arizona, text the word HOPE to 44673. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
When it's time for the March Mania brackets to bust wide open. As I was saying, it's mad. The Mania of March at BetUS.com is all about those buzzer beat bonus offers. And when the madness starts and Cinderella man steps onto the BetUS always has your back with back-to-back 125% sign-up bonuses on your first 3 deposits and even 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS.com Sportsbook and Casino, where the game... Join today. BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, where the game begins.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. We only have 2 segments because GCU is taking over at 5:45. So keep that in mind, and everybody keep your hands inside the rides at all times. What did I say? It's the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is about to be unhappy. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And you're going to be unhappy, Ralph.
Why is that?
Because our friend from Canada says,
oh, no,
Ralph has crabs.
Oh, my gosh.
So he has chosen Ralph has crabs as his texter nickname.
He's going to go on a terrorist watch list, and he's no longer allowed in this country.
Your Seattle Seahawk fan friend is now Ralph has crabs.
He's no longer a friend. He's done. You're dead to me, dude.
You're all like, I love this guy. Oh, he's awesome. He's cool.
Yeah.
He's like, Ralph has fat crabs is fine. Hamilton Porter has a very good question. In fact, we're about to let Keon Rose go ahead and regale us with his, his dance party. That's right, his college basketball dance party. And of course, GCU is in the tourney tonight. They had a bye, and now they're hanging out, and they are playing home game to Seattle U Redhawks. And of course, the spread is 6.5 points in favor of Grand Canyon. They are heavily, I think, favored to go ahead and win this game and also the WAC tournament, but nothing's for free. Nothing is a gimme. And I'm sure Keon will have some things to say about that. But without further ado, here's Keon Rose with his college basketball dance party.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. All right, go ahead. I'm ready. Go ahead.
All right. So,
very loud, Randy.
The madness has obviously already begun. You're looking at a lot of these conference tournaments. Some big upsets happening today, actually. University of Tennessee going down in flames to Mississippi State. Got beaten 73-56. Just cost themselves a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. I mean, it was just that fast, and down they go. So the SEC final that's going to happen on Sunday is going to have an interesting result no matter what ends up happening in this tournament. But you got some games also in progress right now. You've got Ohio State taking on the Fighting Illini, 52-44, Ohio State. So the underdog in that game also in control right now. Texas Tech and Houston are going head-to-head. Houston leads that game 32-29.
How else would they go? If they weren't going head-to-head, how does that go? How does that work?
Back to back?
Back to back? Side to side?
I mean, just say it's just a way of saying they're playing each other.
You're going to say at the end of the day, too? You know how much I hate that?
Well, no. That's just I'm just trying not to say this team's playing and playing and playing. It's just another way of saying they're playing each other without sounding redundant.
I've been triggered. Sorry, go ahead.
It's like if I say two teams are playing each other, like what else are they supposed to do? But that's how the sentence works. What do you want me to say?
Tell us about the next matchup.
So none of these are cliches. That's just how sentences work. So Texas A&M.
Eyebrow to eyebrow, Texas A&M.
Kentucky again is the favorite team in this particular matchup. They're down by 6 at halftime right now, so they've got a lot to get together. It's a very talented squad. John Calipari, I think, is getting this team back on track, but does not help you if you go down to Texas A&M in this game right now. But Texas A&M is also a really good squad. North Carolina and Pittsburgh. Their matchup, Pittsburgh leads that halftime game 35-33. I do expect North Carolina to come back. I think that, man, they're really good. They're just an incredibly loaded group of guys, and the players that they have. I like RJ Davis in particular is just somebody that stands out to me. But they're a team with a roster as deep as any other. Taking a look at a couple of games that happened earlier, I already talked to you about Tennessee. But UConn and St. John's played, and UConn got out of that matchup 95-90. I think that they are better than St. John's, and they're going to obviously be a favorite to repeat as national champions. But I think that St. John's has played a few games with them this season that have been really, really close matchups. That is.
I'm not taking a UConn to repeat as national champ. My bracket's already filled out, by the way.
I don't know how that's possible, but
because
okay.
I'm a savant, I already know who's going to be in the in the tournament, and I've already filled it out.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Wish you weren't a liar.
The Auburn Tigers just stomped out the Gamecocks today, 86-55. So that's another result that I just did not see coming. I thought that was going to be a much better game than it wound up being. And Michigan State loses to Zach Edey and the Purdue Boilermakers. So we've got some games coming up tonight, some Pac-12 conference matchups. You've got Arizona and Oregon playing each other. Arizona favored by 11.5. And I'm looking forward to this matchup because I think that Oregon has played really good basketball all season. And as Corby came on the show and mentioned, it's not an invincible Arizona team. But this is not a team that I think that they like they've had in previous years where, they've had those teams were, I think, more experienced and what have you. I think this particular team, they're good. They're real good. I think they're going to be a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, especially with Tennessee going down. But not an invincible team. So that matchup, looking forward to that. That is
not after they lose to Oregon tonight.
I mean,
I've already foreseen it.
Randy, the basketball savant. I don't think I'm bold enough to pick Oregon. I'm taking Arizona in the matchup, but I do think it's going to be a really good game. And if Oregon were to win, I wouldn't be incredibly stunned. Colorado and Washington State. That's the other big Pac-12 matchup tonight. This ought to be, I think, actually an even better game. I think Washington State is interesting for a lot of reasons. I think they kind of play more by committee. They've got multiple guys on that team averaging around 15 points a game. There isn't any one person that's carrying everybody on their back, and I think that makes for an attack where if somebody has an off shooting night, someone's not playing up to their best. That makes Washington State a team that you need to pay attention to, be careful of, be wary of, because they can and will beat you if you allow them to. Big East Conference Tournament, their second game of the day after UConn and St. John's played earlier. They've got Marquette and Providence matching up. And I think that Providence is a very streaky team. When they're hot, they're incredibly hard to beat, but they can go ice cold as well. Marquette has been far more consistent. And I think that they've earned the right, I think, to be in that conversation for potentially a top seed, maybe, number 2 seed, 3 seed kind of matchup there when they get to the NCAA tournament. Marquette is a team that I've got on my radar. Wherever it is that they land on the bracket, I'm going to be thinking very long and very hard about where it is that they're going for all of this. Like, I just think that they're a team that could go make a Final Four kind of run this year. You'll have to see the matchups. Don't know if Randy's accounted for where Marquette's going, but regardless, I think that that's a team to keep an eye on as well. We've got games flowing into tomorrow. Mississippi State, after their surprise whooping of Tennessee, is going to take on the Auburn Tigers tomorrow in the SEC tournament. The Big Ten tournament is going to feature Wisconsin and Purdue tomorrow. And then you've got UConn, and they don't know their opponent yet. That's going to be the winner of Providence and Marquette. And
so Marquette and UConn will play.
Well, no, hold on. Got to get to GCU tonight because GCU is playing Seattle U. They are favored in the game, but this is a matchup that you've got to keep an eye out for, because Seattle U is a team that's given GCU fits, and they always do. It's not just this year, but they beat them this year. That was one of the surprising losses. They went up to Seattle and just fell apart late game, and they weren't able to get it done. Then they were able to beat Seattle U the second time, but it wasn't a blowout. I think they beat them by 8 points, 7 points, 8 points. So like that game, they controlled it the whole way, but it was a game where Seattle U didn't lie down and give them the game. They had to absolutely fight to keep that team at bay. And I would be stunned if Seattle U didn't come out thinking, if anybody can beat the Lopes, it's us, because we've already done it once this season. So GCU got to keep their head on a swivel. Seattle U's coming. However, I do think that GCU has been playing their best basketball lately. They're getting hot at exactly the right time that you want to. Going into March, conference tournament, you've got the bye week, you're well rested. Go out there and handle your business. You ought to beat Seattle U, and that is the college basketball dance party.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous now about GCU because when you
this
were
was not a gimme.
favored and everybody was like, oh my God, look, even we were like excited, like, oh, they're unstoppable. They're going to go right through the WAC. They don't even need to win the WAC. They're going to go to the tournament. And then all of a sudden, as soon as we had that conversation, bam, bam, 2 losses in a row, one of them to the Seattle U Redhawks. And then we were like, oh, well, now they better figure this crap out pretty quick. And they did. And like Keon says, they're doing well. And Tyvon Grant Foster, he won the WAC Player of the Year. So everything seems like it should be okay. But man, you just don't ever assume anything. And then, like Keon said, that's why they call it the madness.
Keon, I have a question. What about I think Tarleton State is the team to watch in that the WAC. I mean, what do you think? I think they can win that thing.
No, they absolutely can. They're
good.
I believe that they were regular season champions with GCU. Head to head with GCU, they've given GCU fits. It's not impossible, and I think that there is a good chance that either of these teams, if they go head to head in the final and one of them loses, the loser might still be in the NCAA tournament. You want to win it because you want to give yourself a chance at getting a higher seed where you've got a good chance to advance. But they could both make it. They're that good.
What I want is for GCU to be very unchristian-like. And I want them to bleep stump everything that comes in their way. We just get comfortably to the NCAA tournament. Please.
I think Michael Potter would like that as well. And a lot of GCU Lopes fans, because the team is capable of it. They're a very deep basketball team. They figured out their rotation. They figured out how to incorporate guys like Ray Harrison, who is a tremendous basketball player. And he was the guy for them last year. They almost didn't make the NCAA tournament last year. And then Ray Harrison got hot in the WAC tournament, put the team on his back, and carried them that far. But he got hurt at the beginning of this year. And so they were waiting for him to come back. They found ways to win without him. And then when he came back, it wasn't the same role anymore. Tyvon Grant Foster took that job of being the offensive guy. But Ray Harrison, really unselfish. He came in, he figured out a way to incorporate himself in the offense. He's a tremendous passer of the basketball, but he can score in his own right. And there were a couple of games down the stretch of this season when, Tyvon had a couple of off games, and then who did they turn to? Rayshawn is back. So I really like how deep GCU is, and I think that's going to help them a lot in this tournament.
Fingers crossed, and here's hoping. We got the broadcast coming up here in about half an hour on 1580 The Fanatic. Hey, Ralph, we have a question from one of our Canadian friends. Okay. They say, I hear you guys have a bracket challenge. Am I eligible to participate if I'm located in Canada?
You are.
Okay. So I didn't want to tell you if that was Ralph Has Crabs, but you've already said they are, so you can't take it back.
That's fine. Because you know what you're going to win? I'll tell you.
More crabs from Ralph.
I'll send them in a box. Yeah, you can get. We're looking for people to give us their favorite Arizona sports moment, and we're actually creating a bracket out of the sport moments and have people vote on them to see how they go. So we're kind of doing that kind of a bracket.
Who's doing that bracket?
We are on the Weekend Warriors.
Oh, I thought is there money involved?
There may be something involved. We're just
Nobody
right
cares.
now. Yeah, it's just kind of cool.
So no, you're actually doing it on the show.
Yeah, so we've been asking people for the last week to give us their favorite Arizona sports moment, and then we're going to put those into a bracket, and we're going to have them vote. You've seen those people do that before. Barstool does that. Other people have done it.
Yeah.
So we're doing that.
I already
with
know the
favorite
winner.
Arizona sports moments.
Can I just tell you who the winner is?
Sure.
Luis Gonzalez hitting that boop. Diamondbacks win the World Series
win.
Could
right
be.
Up over the stupid Yankees. That will be the moment.
That would be your moment. But yeah.
Well, what other moment is there in Arizona sports?
Cardinals beating the Eagles, going to the Super Bowl. I mean, that was a big moment. That's still a big moment.
That's still a big moment.
Not as big as winning the World Series.
It depends. If you're not a baseball person, the biggest moment to you is going to be probably the biggest football moment or basketball moment.
Coyotes reaching the conference finals. I mean, they did that.
How about the Rattlers winning? How many times they won the world championship? The Rattlers there. Where's
Could be a
number one
Rattlers-
Rattler
yeah.
fan on that one?
Could be a Rattlers
I,
moment.
I
See?
watched all the joy leave Jeffrey's face when
that?
Randy said that.
Rattlers.
Oh, it was all gone.
This could be a Phoenix Rising moment. I mean,
For some people, the Phoenix
Right.
Rising, they've won some things, but
I'm pulling for the
gotta be-
Rattlers, but you never know.
gotta be Luis Gonzalez. It's gotta be.
Well,
Luis
that would be
Gonzalez.
your moment.
Yeah, I think for some people in this town, what you're going to find out is what people's priorities are.
Yeah.
Like if they'd rather the Cardinals be great, then their favorite moment might be a Cardinals moment.
If it ain't Luis Gonzalez, I'm gonna start deporting some of you sons of bitches. I'm gonna figure it out. Send you back to Nebraska. Send you back to Iowa.
Someone's going to wake up and be like, I'm not even from
Could be
Guatemala.
an
Why
ASU
am I here?"
moment. Could be a U of A moment.
Yeah, I will send people to random places, not where you're actually from, just a place I feel like you should be. If you don't say Luis Gonzalez, come on.
But
Go
I'm not
down.
even
Could
from
be
Australia.
a college
You know,
moment,
just-
though. You're ignoring that. I mean,
Oh well, 70-7.
ASU,
Right?
77.
Exactly. Like
That's
a big
ASU,
close.
ASU just won the wrestling Pac-12 conference championship. Did you know
Well,
that?
that's cool. That's very
I mean,
cool.
that's a good moment.
But 70-7's got to be second place to Luis Gonzalez. That's pretty good. 70-7. So we got
Well, we'll see what people's
Luis,
priorities are. you know?
70-7.
Also, probably find out how young your audience is, because if someone was born after that World Series, that might not be their moment.
It could be something Jim Hart did. That's going really back.
Jim Hart was the quarterback for the Cardinals when they
Yeah,
first
that's
came.
going real bad.
Did he
Could
do
be that.
anything good?
I don't know. I mean,
No.
Because I was alive then. I don't remember.
it could be the inaugural game at this new stadium for the Cardinals. I mean, there could be a lot of things.
Randy's face is telling me the answer is no on the Jim Hart.
All
being
the
good
joy
thing.
has left his face.
Yeah, so brought back some very bad
You don't like
memories.
Jim Hart? I mean, come on.
No.
Bruno
He's a
Baller
legend.
says, doesn't the Mercury have a few WNBA
Yeah,
championships?
could be a Mercury moment. Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine, Bruno Baller.
They
Submit those to our X account, the Weekend Warrior Show. Go ahead and put them in there, and we'll put them in our bracket.
Beer Bob says, my favorite Phoenix sports moment was when John Paxson nailed that three to give the Bulls another championship. You will rot in hell, Beer Bob. That's my
Put that in.
most traumatic moment.
But that's a moment.
in our sports.
But that could be a moment too.
What's the
What-
name of your thing? What?
It's the Weekend Warrior Show. Go on X and go to Weekend Warrior Show, or go to Facebook and go ahead and put the bracket in.
No, what's
Give
the
us- give us
bracket
a-
called?
I don't know. It's a 1580 Fanatic Weekend Warrior bracket. I don't know.
No,
It's a
of what?
The
Bracket of what?
Best
Best.
Phoenix moments.
best Arizona.
Best Arizona sports moments.
Yeah, but that's an Arizona sports moment that you as a bad moment, but it was a moment.
I'm sending Beer Bob all the way to Kenny Bunkport, Maine. You're being deported.
Kenny Bunkport, Maine.
Kenny Bunkport.
You're gone.
And it's over for you, Jack.
Tiwa says definitely 70-7. Definitely 70-7. Go Devils. Thank you. Brunswick guy says, Keon, how do my University of Vermont Catamounts look at winning the America East tournament? They play UMass Lowell tomorrow.
I'll give you an exact look.
that means I don't know.
Off the top of my head, no. I'm trying to see if they're even.
Are those real teams?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
How could they not be on the top of your mind?
Who?
Catamounts.
Do they
The
play-
Catamounts.
They play basketball?
They do play
They're pretty
play
good, too.
basketball. Yeah.
They're pretty good.
And
So the Catamounts.
yeah, I was just making sure they were still playing. I didn't know.
Catamount to nothing.
What about Ralph? What about for your great Arizona sports moments? I don't even know if Jeffrey remembers this.
Hmm.
The 1987 Sun Devils defeated the Michigan Wolverines 22-15 in the Rose Bowl.
Yes,
that's a
the
good
Rose
one. That's a
Bowl.
really good one.
I
As
remember that.
Jim Harbaugh was quarterback at Michigan then.
I was 16, but I remember it.
Wow, we'll put that in there. That's a good one. Look at
If it's
that.
not Luis Gonzalez, there's going to be some
There's a
conversation.
lot of better
the-
moments.
I mean, the Rose Bowl is pretty big though, Jeffco.
It is big, but come on.
I think they finished that season ranked top 4. I think they were like number 4 in the nation when that season was done.
Lost
It's too
Toby
bad.
says, if your girlfriend gets food without you, does that mean she doesn't love you? If she gets food without you, but with another man, yes. But
if she gets food without you, without another man, she's just hungry.
we need more information here. I mean, if she's just hungry,
If my girlfriend goes and gets food I like without me, I got to figure out how I made her mad. I gotta sort that out because that usually doesn't happen.
There's been times I've come home and they've had Dairy Queen and I don't have any. That's made me sad. I don't know. It's good. Last Toby, we need more information on your situation, but right now we have to take a break. When we come back, we got On This Date and Big Georgia sports history and some more football stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NASCAR Cup Series back in action Sunday, racing in Bristol, Tennessee. It's the Food City 500. The last 3 seasons, a spring race at Bristol has been run on a dirt track, but this year they return to the concrete surface. It'll be 500 laps around the half-mile track. Christopher Bell, who won last week at Phoenix, is the defending champion. He's at plus 500 to repeat at Bristol. Kyle Larson, though, is the betting favorite. He's at plus 450. Denny Hamlin also plus 500. Tyler Reddick is plus 1,000. Kyle Busch and William Byron, both at plus 1,200. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Fellow Americans, former CIA officer Jason Hansen here. Market instability and soaring debt have put your retirement at risk. For protection, I recommend diversifying into physical gold from Advantage Gold, a 5-star rated gold company I've used for years. Their customer service is unmatched. Call 800-741-GOLD now and say Jason Hansen sent you and get a free 2024 gold investing kit. Again, call 800-741-GOLD.
Come join American Furniture Warehouse and see our amazing deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom furniture and mattresses, dining room furniture and accessories. AFW has the latest styles, largest selection, and lowest prices anywhere. Our warehouses are full and ready for you to take your new furniture home today. At American Furniture Warehouse, you'll find the perfect items for your space at a price you'll love. Visit one of our 3 Phoenix area showrooms or shop online at afw.com. afw.com.
Don't you love an extra $100 in your pocket? Have a TurboTax expert file your taxes for you by March 31st to get $100 back instantly. Because no matter what moves you made last year, TurboTax makes them count. That means getting $100 back and 100% accurate taxes only from Intuit TurboTax. Must file by 3/31. Credit only applicable to federal filing fees with TurboTax full service. Offer can be modified or terminated at any time.
When it's time for the March Mania brackets to bust wide open. As I was saying, it's mad. The Mania of March at BetUS.com is all about those buzzer beat bonus offers. And when the madness starts and Cinderella man steps onto the BetUS always has your back with back-to-back 125% sign-up bonuses on your first 3 deposits and even 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS.com Sportsbook and Casino, where the game... Join today. BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, where the game begins.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Oh, wow. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Earlier, Lost Toby asked if your girlfriend gets food without you, does that mean she doesn't love you? Lost Toby says, no, she canceled me, and she got a steak with her mom.
Well, I mean, lost Toby, nothing personal, but
You're
I mean,
single.
If I had a chance to get a steak,
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
So you're like, there's Miss Kim sitting there eating a cheese sandwich, and you're just like, I gotta go get some steak. You wouldn't do that to her.
No,
You'd
not
never
Miss
do
Kim.
that for
Lost
her.
Toby. Yeah. Miss Kim, no.
Oh yeah, lost Toby. We all would.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Ralph has crabs. Says,
Oh my gosh. This guy needs to go.
Ralph, are you from Washington? If so, are you a Cougars fan or a Huskies fan?
No, I'm actually from Los Angeles, but I spent a lot of time up in Bellevue, so I'm not a big Cougars fan. I was more of a Huskies fan, but I'm a
Sorry,
big SC fan.
I didn't know you spent time in that hospital.
Yeah, I was in Bellevue Regional Medical
Sorry.
Center.
Sorry about that.
See how nobody's face was surprised though? Just
Is everything okay now?
No, that's why I'm on this show.
yeah. What is
Okay.
he?
Okay.
Look at your neighbors. I mean, come on. Harvey Putswadler says, I think that they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. Speech should be on your bracket.
Yeah, actually, somebody suggested
Danny
that
Green.
one already. That
Danny
was on there.
Green, yeah.
That
Way
was on there.
great. Yeah.
Yep. Good
Well, late. I don't know about great.
Well, he was just not here.
Not here. A lot of guys were great, just not here. Lots of guys.
Common sense.
In Minnesota, he was.
I don't think Billy Ryan. Or who am I thinking?
Oh, no,
Rex
you're
Ryan's
thinking,
dad.
Rex Ryan, you're thinking about. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Old man.
You got yourself a winner in town now. Yeah.
Buddy Ryan.
Yeah.
Buddy Ryan.
Buddy
Yeah,
Ryan.
he sucked.
He was never good anywhere. Anyway,
Defensive coordinator.
Well, he
in
was
Chicago.
brilliant in Chicago
Yeah.
with the defense.
That's where it stopped.
And then he kicked some guy's offensive coordinator's ass when he was with Philly.
Mhm.
He just like reached over somebody and he started whooping that guy's ass right there on the sideline.
Yeah, I remember that.
a lot of mental instability in that family.
Yes.
His kids are over there licking somebody's foot. Just you got to stop.
Well, at least one of them.
Yeah.
Hey, Keon. Sorry, Curtis Samuel's gone. He went to the Bills. Did you know that Curtis Samuel's gone?
I didn't know that, but yeah, I wish
You
him the
didn't
best.
know that?
I wish him the best.
That happened today. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a Ron Rivera guy. Look, he's a good player though. I mean, he's just wasn't wide receiver option 1, 2, 3, or 4.
So it wasn't a trade. Yeah, they just let him go, and then he shows up with the Bills and got himself a 3-year, $24 million deal. 15 million guaranteed.
Yeah,
Wow.
$6 million in incentives are available.
And I think the Bills are trying to do a little bit of save Josh Allen from himself. Give him a guy that can really help in the short game. You know, somebody he can check the ball down to. Curtis Samuel's good for all of that. He's good in bubble screens, slants. He's a really good slot guy.
The problem is though Josh Allen's got to want to throw the ball short.
Well,
That's the problem.
that's the other issue. He's done it a few times, but you got to convince him to do it for all 17 games of a season, and I don't know if that's possible. I got to work on that.
Lost Toby says Curtis Samuel to Bills sets up Diggs being traded.
Does it?
Also,
'Cause
oh
he's
my
not
God,
a great replacement
Ralph.
for Diggs.
Geno Smith still with the Seahawks. Just messing with you.
That's not right.
That's so mean.
That's not right.
I mean, first the guy gets crabs, and now you're messing with him about Geno Smith. Come
Well,
on.
I have good news for you though, Ralph.
Yeah.
Ralph has crabs says if my name is too offensive to Ralph, I'll change it. I don't want him to hate me for all eternity. So I will allow you, Ralph has crabs, to go ahead and change your texture nickname. Well, the ones that Randy suggested, we liked the maple syrup Mountie,
Uncanny
or
Canuck.
Uncanny Canuck. Try one of those two, and we'll go ahead and change it so Ralph doesn't pout or treat you badly.
I appreciate you not feeding into Jeffrey's stuff.
Because I think he wants to be fellow Seahawk fans with you, but that's not going to happen if you hate him.
He's like, hey, Ralph, how do you feel? Like, bite me. Okay, that's fine. I'll be over here.
You know, I heard that. I don't know if you heard this, but I heard that the Colts might be signing Quandre Diggs. That'd be a good signing for you guys.
When did that?
It's not official yet, but there's definitely a lot of talk going on about it all of a sudden. That'd be a good sign.
All right. Well, I was just waiting for the next thing to do. So, like, you're messing with me, right?
No, I'm serious. They're interested, and now they're saying Quandre Diggs said he's definitely interested, and they're trying to work it out.
Why not? All right. 49ers have restructured George Kittle's contract. Okay. I mean, I don't know what they're trying to do, but congratulations. I don't know. The 49ers, what did they need? They didn't win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So what do they need? What was it they would need to get them over the hump? Now, nobody assumes they're going to be back into the Super Bowl next year, but let's pretend. What did they lack when they played the Chiefs?
A coach that can win a big game.
Okay, there you go. Let's fire. Fire
seriously.
Shanahan.
I mean, yeah, but everybody is that guy until they actually do. So
I know,
you
I
just,
know. Still won't say it.
I know it felt good for you to say, and so I'll let you have that one. But no, I mean, they did need some help at offensive line. Right guard and tackle was kind of a position of need for them, especially Chris Jones. Wrecking your guard might need some help for that.
Do you see you see me right now?
I do see you right now. Why are you like this?
I am slack-jawed and stunned.
Why are you slack-jawed and stunned?
The headline: Rams to sign Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, saw that.
Why?
I
Why
saw
would
that earlier,
anybody?
too.
Why? Why would you do that? What do you?
Because he's Hollywood looking.
And
Just
and he's
why?
and he has never been cheaper.
What?
Yeah, true.
Just even if he's free, I don't want him on the roster. Wow, are you guys not shocked and stunned by this?
No.
No, I think that it's
I am.
It's one of those.
He doesn't want to play.
I mean,
he's in the perfect role.
He's a backup. They're not bringing you in to start.
Just crazy.
And I don't know if it's that he doesn't want to play. It's just not his top priority.
I'm sure he was cheap.
Yeah, I'm sure he was cheap too.
Why?
Because he was cheap and he's in the perfect role.
Your bandwagon team perplexes me, Ralph.
Okay.
Bebo over here, I got my dog's been sitting here very nice. It's a rain day, so they've been hanging out with me for the entire show, and for like the first time ever, they're not trying to murder each other. But we're sitting there, and I said, Garoppolo is going to the Rams. Bebo went like that. But I feel the same way, man. So Joe Mixon is now a Texan on a 3-year deal, $25.5 million. Right there for some Joe Mixon on the Texans. The Steelers, how did they pull this off? They traded Kenny Pickett to the Eagles.
What?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they're done with him.
What?
So why are the Eagles like, yeah, bring him over here? No, why?
Well, he asked to be traded too. So
yeah,
the Eagles
it's funny.
didn't need him.
It's funny because the report from Schefter is Kenny Pickett preferred to move on.
Yeah,
he didn't have a choice. He was about to be his backup quarterback, and he didn't want to be.
So Kenny
Like
Pickett
Ralph
doesn't want to
preferred
compete,
not to have crabs.
Well, it's not about competing. The job is not his anymore. Russell Wilson showed up. They've been trying to get rid of Kenny this entire last
it was
season.
A mistake, yeah.
You take all of the things that you like about Josh Allen and then take them away from Josh Allen, and what you have left is Kenny Pickett.
Well, how does he even match up with Hurts? You know what I'm saying? He's as a backup. He doesn't. Again, why would the Eagles want Kenny Small Hands Pickett? He's got the smallest little hands.
Well, it's two gloves. Kenny, two gloves, Pickett.
His hands could fit in one glove.
Yeah, then he wouldn't be able to use them. I don't know. I just think the Eagles are, if I'm not mistaken, strapped for cash, and that's a cheap option at quarterback.
So if you are like, maybe you're like, I don't have money for a brand new car, you still don't buy a Pinto. You can be strapped for cash and then make a dumb decision because now you have something that is no good to you, like Garoppolo or Pickett.
I know. Garoppolo is an acceptable backup quarterback. I mean, he can step in a pinch.
He doesn't,
and he can help
care.
your team.
He'll
I know
step
he
in
doesn't
and
care.
not care.
But I think this is the perfect role for him. He can still make millions of dollars, be in the NFL, have lots of free time, and not have to go and work for it. I mean, he can stand on the sideline with a clipboard and every so often maybe get into the game.
So here's a headline that made me feel sad. And I guess I just don't understand. what the hell's going on in the world when Mike Vrabel has to take a job as a coaching and personnel assistant for the Browns. That seems worse than just sitting at home for a year, waiting for your next shot to be a coach. The Browns have hired Mike Vrabel as coaching and personnel consultant. Is that a thing in the NFL where just being on a staff somewhere, reminding people occasionally they see you on camera or something? I feel like that is so much of a demotion, like way more than a coordinator. He's a coaching and personnel consultant.
Yeah, and I do wonder how much of this is how things ended with him in Tennessee. It was him butting heads with the general manager, and they didn't see eye to eye on a whole lot, and that kind of rocking the boat on trying to take control of the situation, and it's worked out for some coaches. Some coaches have managed to take all the power away from the GM, but when you lose that battle, you lose that job, and other GMs are like, if I bring this guy in and he doesn't like the way I run things, is he going to try and take the job from me? And so like there is a level of kind of arm's length keeping him at a distance. So he's just trying to stay in football. You just don't want to be at home, not coaching, not involved at all, and maybe repair that reputation on the professional side of things, because we know he can coach football, but you also have to get along with the other people in the front office, or you're not going to be on a team.
Wow, I'm just stunned. I thought he was a good coach. I thought he would for sure get a gig real quick. But I guess if that's it, if he's blackballed himself.
I don't think it's a talent thing.
He was coach of the year, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And we all saw the talent fall off in Tennessee.
This is temporary. I mean, he's from Ohio, right? I think he's from Akron. So, I mean, it's just a 1 year gig for him to probably just get through some stuff.
And it's near home.
Yeah,
it's near his home. So
and eventually, next season we'll have another wave of openings. And
he's probably really kind of taking a year off because he's not going to be the day-to-day operations. I mean, he's probably going to be there on regular hours. He's not going to have to spend nights, weekends, and holidays there figuring out game plans. So
it's not like he's an elderly man. This is a guy who wants to be a coach.
Yeah.
I just
I get it, but I think Keon's right. He's trying to repair his image. And I think he's trying to stay around the game, but he's also taking some time to take a breath away from the game. Nobody wants him to be head coach. He's near his hometown, and I'm sure the family is happy, and I'm sure that this is going to be a breath of fresh air for him.
So here's a name you didn't think you'd hear again so soon: John Gruden. Remember they were talking he was talking to the Saints about maybe being their new offensive coordinator. Well, he didn't get it. So now he's heading to Italy, where he's going to advise the Milano Seamen. So John Gruden is going to be working with Seamen.
There's so much wrong with that.
Cue the text from Moist One.
Listen, John Gruden can handle some semen. If anybody can handle some semen, it's John Gruden.
I don't know that's.
Is that a soccer team?
No, I don't think so.
I'm asking Ralph.
No, it's an American football. It's an American style football.
Seriously, they have is this a European league?
They have a league there. They have a lot of leagues there. Football league, baseball league.
So it's actual European league football. I thought they closed that down.
No, they closed down the NFL Europe, which was basically every European nation had a team. This is just Italy.
Okay.
Italy has their own thing they're running.
So the Milano Seamen.
There's a European league of football.
Gotcha. Well, it's semen. That's how you pronounce it.
Do they run out of some elongated phylactery type deal with the game open?
If they don't have white uniforms, something is.
I mean, this is a big
really
league.
wrong.
There's 17 teams in this league.
Some sort of phallic thing at the
that's a decent
the
amount.
tunnel there.
Yeah.
What we've learned
isn't that more that was in the XFL?
With John Gruden going to the Milano Seamen, we've learned that the Milano Seamen are racists. So it's a perfect fit.
Or they just don't know his history very well.
How do they not know his history?
Because they don't live here.
Nobody does a Google search. Well, look at here. He's got himself $100 million. The whole thing.
I think that's a little more Swedish than Italian.
They did come out a little Swedish, didn't it?
Yeah, look, I just
heard.
It's just with Gruden. There is a little bit of a PR thing too. Like, do I think that owners here would hire him to do something if they thought they wouldn't get in trouble for it? Yes.
Of course they would.
So in Italy, where I know that the fans watching probably don't know as much about John Gruden and why he was let go from his Raiders job here, there's probably not going to be the backlash that would happen if he got hired by somebody here. So it's an easier hiring to make.
All right. Well, now John Gruden is on a plane heading to Italy, and he can't wait to be knee deep in semen. So congratulations on getting your job with the Milano.
I'm getting you that shirt. He's wearing it. It's pretty hilarious.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1945, former minor leaguer Bert Shepard, who had his right leg amputated after the Germans gunned down his fighter plane east of Hamburg on 34th mission as a World War II P-38 fighter pilot, began a successful tryout with the Washington Senators. Although the Southpaw pitched for only one game in Washington, the retired Army Air Force pilot hurled an impressive 5 1/3 innings, 1 run against that. He basically struck out the first batter and gave up only 3 hits.
Good for him, man. See, baseball is a great game. It's
Without
a
a
beautiful
leg?
game.
It also shows you really don't have to be that athletic.
Oh, please. Wow. Please.
I was just trying to aggravate Randy.
Yeah.
Ham Sandwich says NFL Europe is pretty much exclusively in Germany, I thought. Hamburg Sea Devils. That's
Yeah,
Ham
Stuttgart.
Sandwich's team. Rhine Fire. He says
Spain.
yeah.
Barcelona's got a team.
Yeah, I thought there were
Barcelona.
some other countries that had a team.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
European League football rebooted teams from the former NFL Europe. Just no NFL affiliation these days. Thank you for the education and heads up, Ham Sandwich. Listen, coming up next, you've got the Grand Canyon University hopefully winning the WAC tournament. But first, they got to take on Seattle. We'll see you guys Monday. Daily Blender on 1580, The Fanatic.